Hello, everybody out there in TV land. We are back for some Sunday shenanigans. Shenanigans.
Sunday.
That's right, Sunday only at the Cow Palace. Grave Digger, Bigfoot, Monster Truck Madness. Yo, what's up, everybody? We got Haldir and the Metal out there in the chat on YouTube. If you're watching over on X, make sure you leave a comment. Say something nasty. Say something nasty. Just nasty. I love it. And, of course, you know, the Metal, he says, Hail, Raven! Because that is the greatest Titan of all time. It really is. Hashtag Orange Lady Bad. Hashtag Earth First. Hail, Raven. Cult of Raven still representing after all these years best internet rivalry there has been and possibly ever will be. But we'll see. The future holds things. And of course, we have for you our waifu of the day, a ninja girl. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. What's up, King League? How you doing, bud?
Not too bad, boss. Just enjoying another weekend, man. Another weekend, unfortunately, coming to a close.
Yeah. Gotta hit the bricks on the Monday madness, so to speak.
Yep.
Back to the grind, doing great things though. You know, essential job, dude. Essential job.
I guess.
I guess. I mean, if you insist.
Yeah. Man, did you catch the studio with the Dawn last night? Did you catch that one?
No, I did not. I've passed the fuck out.
Hey, it happens. The studio on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern with the Dawn. It's over on his channel. Now, last night we did Fembat. So this is my piece from last night.
Hell yeah.
Everybody was going with the action-packed, and it was all fantastic artwork. I mean, dude, these guys rock, and they're wonderful, wonderful folks to hang out with. Good-hearted, good-natured people. You wouldn't guess it by watching the show because we are just constantly destroying each other, and sometimes there are some low blows, man. But it's like we like to say, it's locker room talk. You know what I'm saying?
Lots of yo mama jokes and blah, blah, blah.
No, mamas are off limits because there is the Mama Dawn. And Mama Dawn is the most precious of us all. And, she knows where we live. But yeah, I got this Fembat done. I decided to do a little contemplative, like she's thinking, I gotta go find that vampire that turned me into a vampire. So I can stop being a vampire. Superhero go-go dancer from the 1960s from Apex Comics on Fun My Comic. I do believe I have the link in the description below. If not, I know that Haldir will sling it. And of course, previously I did this Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And Michael Odin, creator of Elysian Fields Reborn, over on Kickstarter, link in the description. Absolutely loved it. That makes me happy, and it's like, look, I hope it sells you some copies. I hope it grabs somebody attention. That's why I do this fan art, right? I did this Prophet. We would like to see a return to this book. Not only would we like to see a return to this book, but we would like to see Dan Panosian working on this book again. And we had special guest Dan Panosian with us, which is why we did Prophet. And I put a little Panosian, a little meat, a little splat, and a little fragaboom up in there, because why not? I mean, it's an extreme character, so just throw some alumni up in there. And then I did this, it's Arachnus from Michael. I forget his last name.
Oops.
So I'm not even going to brutalize it, but he's been coming over and hanging out with the creator of this. This was a popular indie comic in the 90s, and kind of just stopped doing it. He didn't, know where to take the story, and didn't want to sacrifice the quality of his program, of his comic for that. But hey, speaking of of the studio with Dom, one of the very special artists that was on there last night. James Lee, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much.
Yo.
Quick shout out to my son, Johnny T. Rex. That is an actual photo. Yeah, no, it's called parenting. Try it.
No, thanks. I gave up on that a long time ago, so no, not even worry about that.
Yeah, no. So we're up here. We're just kind of like it's Sunday shenanigans. Everything's kind of winding down. I've been doing voice acting all day today.
Yeah, I'm on vacation, so that's why I can hop in today. So I took a
see,
day.
there you go.
I've been off since last week, so
Okay.
I don't go back to work till Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm on. Today I have been recording Zorak and Moltar for the upcoming TED Talks over on Stark of Iron. I do believe I have a link for that in the description below as well.
So
Fantastic
I
channel.
need to make an apology. I did not like drawing yesterday. I was totally out of it. I was not. How can I put this? Thrilled with the character design.
Right.
So oh boy. You know, I mean, it happens, but you know.
No, you're good, man. You're good. You're
Just
totally good. Your drawing came out great.
The only thing that got me was okay. When I draw women, I want my women to rival, you know, Turner, Lee, stuff like that. I really put a lot of work in my women, and
Right.
I'm looking at that costume, and I'm like, it's hurried. And that's a hurried costume. I mean, you put cone shells on top of the boobs, and it just throws everything off. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I can see. I see your point of view on it.
And I was just like, oh, come on. The other thing was
Hey.
the masks too. It's just basically a flat helmet, and I was like, you can't do any expression with the face.
Right.
And just so I was like, oh boy.
Well, at that point, you know, it's all about the mouth, you know.
So, Mr. Ferret, since you
up,
got
man?
to see the behind the scenes of the Steins, what did you think?
You know, I haven't opened that up yet, but from what I've seen, because I did take a look at all the covers, and I was like, dude, these are great. I did see the little preview window that popped up when I grabbed the what do you call it, book itself, because just for everybody out there in TV land, what I'm doing right now is I'm getting the book formatted for James here for print, to get it to print, and I'm expediting that.
So the thing is though, on you're gonna find it like on page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I think 8 and 9. Those are double pages, so you're gonna have to slice them.
That's fine. No, that's easy peasy, man. I've got all the software to do it.
So
Wait a
yeah, when
minute.
I started drawing it, so I started drawing the Steins. Originally, it was going to be 100 pages because that was the benchmark goal. You know, if we made it to like, I think it was like $25,000 or $50,000, it was going to be 100 pages. And so I had plotted 100 pages. You know, and so the goal was to do these beautiful splash page, you know, gorgeous splash pages. And when I was watching the funding, I was like going, okay, the funding's not going to be there for that. I had to, you know, after I got like, I think it was on page 9, I went back to going just regular pages and doing some, you know, beautiful stuff on the pages, but I couldn't do what I wanted to.
I could have sworn that I grabbed that. The book. Could have sworn. Yeah.
You should have it. I know you got the link.
Yeah. So no, it's weird because I saw that he sent it, and so I'm looking through my stuff right now because it's not coming up on my Google Drive. It should.
It should be over on his.
Maybe. Well, yeah, it should be in the shared with me.
Yeah.
Because I've got tons of stuff. I've got stuff from EDGEPUNK and Chrome Dog.
So
Ooh,
looking at the
Revenant.
covers, so there's one that's not that. There's one that's there that originally wasn't there.
Okay.
So the last cover, which is the vampire on the face, the count, with his mouth open, that's actually a special thank you issue that's going to be sent to the backers for being so late. You know, say thank you. That's going to be a very limited run, like 125 copies.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's going to be, those are all going to be signed to each one of the backers that did a physical copy to say thank you so much for, you know, in other words, they might have bought one book, they're going to get two at no extra cost.
Yeah. No, I'm looking. Let's see here. Nope. Because there's my Fragga goodies, my Canadian Shield, my Snowdrift. Gosh, there's a script that was abandoned by the creator. Drove me nuts. I did a whole bunch of work on a script just to have it, you know, after it was all baked and done. The guy was like, "No, I don't like it. I want to go in a different direction." Son of a dude, you had every
serious?
opportunity. Yeah, I'm dead serious, man. It did not go over well with the other folks. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, look. All right, so maybe you know what? Yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to manually type in this address here. First things first. Go ahead and.
So did you see all of the posts on Twitter about the 10 Commandments?
No.
Okay, so last night on Passover, ABC, which, you know, is Disney,
Right.
aired the 10 Commandments.
Oh, yeah, I did see some posts on the OG, like, 10 Commandments.
They were posting some serious stuff.
I saw some stuff here and there.
I've seen the video of the making of the show, you know. And I was like, oh, man, you know, because, like, one thing. So the baby in the basket, that's Charlton Heston's son.
Wild.
Yeah. And it was talking about the reason Charlton Heston got the role of Moses.
Yeah.
If you go look at Da Vinci's statue of Moses in Italy.
Yeah.
It looks just like Charlton Heston.
That's fun.
No, I'm serious. Even with the broken the bump in the nose and everything that Charlton Heston has.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude. I mean, he was talking about it. He was like, yeah, it freaked me out too. And that they actually got to film in Egypt.
Okay. Yeah. No, Cecil DeMille.
Used to be DeMille was something else, man.
That guy was
He's top 10.
The original Kubrick.
He's top 10.
You know.
Dude. He's definitely top 10.
For real. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. Let's see here. I'm typing this address by hand. Yep. So that way I can
access Don's.
Well, see if I can force the connection. Sometimes, you know, internet gets a little weird.
Oh yeah, I know.
And stuff doesn't show up when it's supposed to. If not, we could just try sending it again tomorrow. You know, like it could be a simple matter of no, not found. Not found.
Go to your emails and check for Don Edwards.
I did.
Is it not there?
Nope. I am.
Oh, Don should be awake, so we'll contact him and say, "Hey, we got a problem."
Yeah, we got to get that fixed. I mean, it's not. It's oh, there it is. Now it shows up. Now it shows up. And dude, the book looks great. Dawn's colors,
Oh, dude,
they
Dawn.
just sing.
I'm gonna just say this: Dawn was a godsend.
Yeah, no,
I mean, he really was. Because so my track record with colorists are not very good. So I had Gabe. Remember when Gabe had left DC Comics?
right.
Okay, he had not. He was in between stuff, and I had gotten him to do the covers,
Right.
and he was going to do the book. Well, then Eric July pulled him over to the Ripperverse.
Right.
And I was like, oh man, he is so just. And plus, he had that problem with I think it was Dan Williams on his books and stuff, and he was so built up, and I was like, going, oh man, I'm gonna lose him. And so I ended up getting this young man called Steven, and Steven did like the first 6 or 7 pages and then just vanished on me. And luckily I hadn't paid him the full amount, for the whole thing, but I only paid him for a few pages. And I was like, oh crap. And then all of a sudden here comes Dawn out of nowhere. And I was like, okay, I was desperate because, I'm trying to get the book done like that. And then he's like, sure, I'll do it. And then we started getting into the book. He started reading the script. He's like, oh, I really like this book. I really, really like this. And he went, he did, oh my God, he did a great job. I think everybody that backed this book's going to be phenomenally happy.
Yeah, I think they are as well. Lord Sandwich out there, defender of meaty flavors, giving a mighty, meaty hail. Scarlet Fever out in the chat.
Did you say hail or ale? Oh, hail. Okay.
He said hail. He
said
hail.
Hail. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and then the Metal says that movie is still great, except for the random kookaburra sounds in the middle of Egypt when they were only native to Australia and New Guinea. They put that sound in everything back then. It's true. It's true they did. That was the sound of the wilderness back in those days. Because, they were just crawling out of the dark ages known as the Victorian era.
Dude, I'll tell you what, Ann Baxter being as Nefertiti, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, no.
That girl, that's supermodel stardom there, baby.
Look, nobody's that straight or gay to say no.
Dude,
all right?
Yeah, but
she's one of those where you just go, yeah, nobody's that straight or gay. Nobody can say no.
Dude, that girl, man, ooh. Ooh. And of course,
she's that type of woman that makes 7 of 9 go, okay, but just for tonight.
Man, I'll tell you this: when you got Yul Brynner, I mean, dude, his presence, holy, just
a baby Yul Brynner at that.
Yeah, well, he was like 28, 29 at the time.
Yeah, to me, that's a baby. That's you's a baby.
Yeah, but remember he did.
Or Bob will come up and pinch your cheeks.
Remember, he died young. I mean, well, he was like, what was his late 50s, early 60s when he died?
Yeah, he did. He passed away, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I remember him talking about it. Remember he made that smoking commercial saying, don't do it because,
Yeah, Yul Brynner, Russian actor. He passed away. Yeah, he was age 65.
Yeah, he wasn't. They said, yeah.
And that is still too young.
And then you have Charlton Heston who made it to like 90.
Yeah.
But the one that everybody's rooting for is Dick Van Dyke, trying to get him to December.
No, dude. Dick Van Dyke, he's still he does live streams and interviews and stuff like that, and he's still full of that beef. He's got the life in him.
He's got the pep.
Yeah, he does. He's got movement in him. He's not like Jimmy Carter was a vegetable.
Yeah, poor Jimmy, man. Well, I mean, the guy beat brain cancer how many times?
Yeah, but I'll tell you this: Dick Van Dyke's like my great aunt, and she was just as vibrant as he is, and she made it to 105. And the problem is, she fell at 105 and broke her hip, and that was it.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that when I mean break your hip, I don't mean your pelvic bone. I'm talking about the femur bone where the ball joint is.
Yep.
And the problem is when you break your femur bone, the femur bone is the one that produces all your blood. The femur bone is the
Yep.
one that helps regulate
It
your
produces the
blood.
yellow marrow.
Not
It
only
has the
that,
yellow marrow,
but
which is integral.
but when you break that bone, the jolt it does to your heart,
Mm-hmm.
that's what usually gets somebody. And that's what happened to my mom. My mom broke her hip in a nursing home, and then not even 36 hours later, she was gone.
Yeah,
And
no,
it was that quick.
Oh, I just got sent a link for something. Oh. I'm gonna throw rocks at this guy for sending me a link.
I mean, for what?
Because.
Well, what did you get a link for?
It is for a funny video. Nope. I can type. Jeez, man. I may need to take a break from work for a day. I very well might, but I can't. See, I can't, right? Because the next thing that I'm doing is I am getting the Steins formatted for the book. You've got, let's see, how many different covers do you have here? Let me
I have 5.
Yeah, 5 covers, right?
Yep.
So, and it's a simple operation. I got the templates from your printer. And it's a simple.
So basically, it's 5 covers, 1 main back cover. The inside back cover, because they give me a discount, I'm going to let the printer have for his ad.
Right.
And then the inside front cover is just the USA logo, the US Comics logo with the official wording, about all the bullshit. It has to go on the inside cover,
Mm-hmm.
who did what on what cover, and who did this and who did that, and
I've been printing. I have been printing for well over 30 years, and I still can't remember what you call that little legal info.
Yeah, it's illegal. It's illegal. Whatever the crap.
It's all the legal stuff. Is what it is.
It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff that's in my novels. It's the same thing.
Yep. So I've got the wonderful template here. I've got the wonderful template, and then we've got the stuff for the this and the that. And we've got the oversized bleed, and all this other stuff. So it's a simple matter of just getting it in, and then color set to CYMK, which is fine because I can do that in GIMP. That's one of the reasons why I still use GIMP, even though I use Clip Studio for almost everything. But GIMP, I mostly use it for formatting.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, we got Edwin, the boys, Acevedo in the house. What's up?
Hello.
What is up? Chim Charu. Yeah, edition notice, right? But it actually has a specific terminology. And it's probably because my dumbass never bothered to look up what that word truly means in a dictionary, so therefore it did not stick. Right? I'm going to get this waifu dancing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this waifu dancing. Come on. All right, dance for us, waifu. Oh, what the heck. It's a lively night. It's Sunday Shenanigans. Let's do a lively dance. There we go. Boop. That. And we boop. And I go to my thing and I say boop. Yep, there we go. And then I go to the other thing and I make sure I got the right ones. Boop, boop. There we go. Okay. Cool. Shasha! Dancing waifu.
Shasha.
Oh, hey, I found out something interesting.
What's that?
So, the 1974 movie, James Bond, The Man with the Golden Gun.
Right.
Okay? The bridge jump that they do in that movie.
Dude, I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid.
It's the one that kind of does a roll in midair.
Okay,
The
yeah.
red car. So,
Yeah.
okay, so first off, that was the very first ever stunt that they used a computer to figure out the speed and everything for the jump. Number two, the actual stuntman that was going to drive the car to do the jump didn't show up. The mechanic for the car did the jump. In
Right,
one
so
take.
yeah.
Yeah, the mechanic did the jump. Non-professional mechanic did the jump.
Wild.
Can you say Duke is a hazard BS?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's Duke's a hazard stuff. That's like, here, hold my beer. I'll be right back.
Right? No, for real. Yeah, the copyright page. Edition is also sometimes referred to as the edition notice, publishing information. So, I guess that's it. I could have sworn it had another name, but I might just be thinking of just certain things. But anyway, it might be an archaic term, might not be even used anymore. Anyway, sorry. Sometimes I get stuck on things. Sometimes I get stuck on things. Yo, K-pop junkie, dude! I was watching K-pop junkie's channel earlier. You know, K-pop. I gotta give you your promoter. Hold on one second. I'm gonna get you squared away. Do. No, I don't want to put them in timeout. That's just mean. All right, there you go. With great ranch comes great responsibilities.
Now fuck everything up.
That's right. I'll start just banning random people. No, that's the reason I hand out wrenches over here, is so that people can promote, man. If you got something, promote it. If you like something, you're like, dude, like, look at the Haldir over there, right? He's like, subscribe to K-pop Junkie. That's something I full on endorse. That was a great show. That was a great show. That was a book that I had my eyes on. It had been catching my eye, and I have that stuff up on my phone. So let me. Oh my god, phone sucks so bad, dude. It just glitched out on me. I touched it, and it's like.
Why just glitched out?
My phone.
Oh,
It
okay.
is
That's
an
your phone.
absolute piece of garbage.
Which one do you have?
It's a burner. It's a track phone burner. It cost me like $50 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Frederick was one of my OG guests almost 2 years ago. He's good peeps. Dude, he seems like a squared away dude. And he's like working on issue number 6 of his feature title. Wow, I'm gonna have to reboot my phone.
Oh, I finally got
It's
my
completely
book.
locked up on me.
I finally got my books.
Nice.
But I have another package
Nice.
that's been sitting in Fort Worth for 11 days.
What the heck, man? Yo, it's Overglitch. What's up, dude?
But
Post
guess what was in my package? Besides the Hush #1 and, of course, the beautiful J. Scott Kimball, but besides yesterday was his happy birthday, his Savage Land Rogue. Dude, I got to tell you, they have really been doing a great job on that story.
I don't care.
I'm just saying they've really done.
Oh no. I'm glad that people are enjoying it.
No, I'm saying I'm shocked that they actually had somebody's actually paid attention to the comic books from back then.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah, I mean, like I remember when Savage Land Rogue originally ran. I remember that story, and it was fun. It was a good, fun story. But you know, I see it resurging, and I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like, oh, we're putting out new Savage Land Rogue. I'm like, so still no new ideas. Okay, got it. Moving on.
What they did was they went back in and they said, okay, how long was she actually there? Because if you look at the story, she was there for a long time.
Right. And yeah, there are stories that could be told and stuff. Like I've got that planned with the Scalpel Zero and whatnot. After I've told the main story, we can go ahead and go back, and I've got episodic, like, we can run titles for a long, long time, and fill in the in between. J-Bot, what's up, dude?
So I'll tell you something else. So I got to read Batman Hush 2. You know how everybody's saying that Jim Lee phoned it in. No, he didn't. He didn't phone it in. The stuff looks good. The stuff looks good. I mean, it does look good. So I don't know what everybody's mad about. I liked it. I thought the artwork looked good. It's classic. It looks like a classic Jim Lee, work.
Okay.
Which I love. You know me. I'm. And I also got blank copies too. So I got blank covers, so I can draw Batman with Jim Lee interiors.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. No. Dang it. I think I lost. Oh, hold on one second. I'm trying to get things back up online. I had to reboot my phone. I use my phone to see the chat. It's the only way I can see the chat. If I'm not just actually here at the StreamYard interface. So when I'm drawing, I have to use the phone. There it is. All right, let me pin that right there. So hey, if you want to come up here and come hang out with us on these for some Sunday shenanigans, jump in the cockpit. Cockpit, spelled COC, because creator-owned comics. That's what I'm all about. If the creator don't own it, I don't give a damn.
Do we?
For real. I will take the worst creator-owned comic over the best mainstream comic any day. I do not support the corpos. They can all go to hell. In my opinion, I am a jaded asshole. That's just fair warning. I'm going to poo-poo on all mainstream. Poo-poo. Poo-poo doo-doo. Doo-doo poo-poo.
A poo-poo. A doo-doo.
But that's me, man. Dude, for real, as much static as I give Eric July, dude, I'd buy 10 of his comics over one DC. I don't care how good it is. I'm like, nope, I'd rather support like the indie endeavor. I want to see mainstream gone. I want it to die. I know, it's vicious, it's mean, it's not nice. And but then again, I never said I was nice, I just said I was friendly. See, look at this. Yeah, see, and Metal Man, this is a guy putting in the effort. That's what I love to see, man. I love to see people putting in the effort. I love to see heart. I will take not ready for prime time writing and artwork over a polished turd for the mainstream because it's got heart. Like, the person cares. And then when you go talk to that person, as somebody who has experience, when people who have experience go talk to that person, and they do it yo, I'm here to help you out, man. Here's some editorial advice. Here's some artistic advice. These people go forward. They turn around, and they put in that hard work and make the product better every time. That's why I'm like I look at Tim Olson and see how far the Melvins come since it first came about. And that's not a book I'm particularly interested in myself. That's not something that's for me. But I'm like, dude, heart counts for a lot. And I think that's something that's missing in entertainment these days. But that I'm finding out, like the new Minecraft movie has a tasty bit of, because everybody outside of the executives actually gave a shit, apparently.
I can tell you all about Minecraft. But there's something that's been going on at Minecraft theaters too.
Oh, dude, I know. My kids and I were talking about that earlier today.
Did you see the video of the idiots that set the fireworks off?
Dude, the fireworks? The people who pulled out firearms and opened fire on the movie screen?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And it's all during one scene. Chicken jockey.
Yeah, the chicken jockey scene.
Yep. So that leads me, I'm like, dude, I really don't want to go to 4chan, but I also want to know what this is all about.
Dude, so somebody got on there and they were talking about nobody's learned because Minecraft is this. And I was like, no, Minecraft was made for the little kids who play Minecraft to enjoy.
Mhm.
It really has no plot. It's just, it's a fun movie. It's the same thing with Barbie. Barbie was made so daddies would have to take their 10-year-old girl to go see Barbie. And so when daddy went, he took the whole family because the princess had to see the movie. And the princesses loved the movie, so they went back and saw it again.
See, that's the review that I'm hearing. The grown-ups are like, meh, I don't regret it. But the kids are like, dude, that was so cool. Did you see it when the thingy went ding? And it did the thing?
Dude, that happened back when we were kids, too. Mom and Dad would take us. There'd be the new kids movie out. Mom and Dad would take us. We'd go see it. We'd have to go see it again. And back then, you had to go see it again because it wouldn't be on television for a year and a half.
Yeah, at least. if it did good.
Dude, I remember when they put Star Wars on television, I was like, oh, no way.
Yeah, the metal says, check out Melvin #1 specifically. I helped on that one. Yeah. Cue that whole opening to the Hue. The Who.
The Hue. No, that's colorist.
The Who.
Dude, I was watching some of the classic Johnny Carsons.
Ba.
Oh, my God. The classic Johnny Carsons with, like, Richard Pryor and...
oh, dude, I love...
Robin Williams and, oh, my God.
And always my favorite, Mr. Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, dude, which one? I mean, he did like 3 or 4.
He did so many, and he does this routine like it's a normal part of the interview. Like, this is his life.
Yeah, it is. And he gets no respect on anything.
No respect. I tell you. One time, it's really funny. I did Rodney Dangerfield when I was newly married. When I was newly married, I did a Rodney Dangerfield joke on my wife where after dinner, she said, honey, can you take out the trash? And I said, you cooked it, you take it out.
Oh, God, you're going to get killed. Oh, God, dude, that's like getting killed.
I slept on the couch out of a sense of personal safety.
Yeah. Oh, the best one ever is Don Rickles and Frank Sinatra.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and a lot of people don't know this, but Don Rickles and Frank Sinatra were really close friends. They were really close friends. And, yeah, Frank loved Don Rickles, man. He really did.
Oh, he was Mr. Warrant. Don Rickles is my guardian angel. He always shows up late.
Don Rickles was not a racist. He insulted everybody equally.
That's right. No, Don Rickles is my guardian angel. He always shows up late, out of breath, and sweating profusely. And he's like, hey, kid, what do you want? I'm Jewish. I'm not even supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a theological joke for everybody out there in the audience.
No, he was good. Dude, he was great. He was great. We don't have comedians like that now.
No. And if they did, they would just... The terrible people today, they think Bill Burr is edgy. And it's like, no, he's just a dick.
No, I'll tell you the old classic, Whose Line Is It Anyway? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
those are good, man. Those are really good.
Oh, yeah. Diedrich Bader, Ryan Stiles, Colin Meaney, all those guys just absolutely fantastic. Love that old show.
Yeah.
It was a great one. Absolutely great show. Oh, goodness gracious. Pardon me, I'm a little congested today. I'm a little conflamed. Talks amongst yourselves. No. Okay, so I was going to... Now, did Pop drop that link? Because I'm trying to find it. That's driving me nuts. That's okay. I can search his... I'm going to search for his stuff. I'll find it. He's got a whole website and everything. And the guy that was on Frederick, the guy who was on K-Pop's channel earlier today, and I caught the tail end of the stream. Frederick Littles, that's his name. And oh, excuse me, goodness gracious, man, my digestive system's trying to do me in. I know I opened up his website on my phone.
You want to hear a good one? So I said I sent that little video message to Hey James, are you the one who mentioned? Yeah, I'm the one that mentioned the Apostasy Diaries. What you want, Omar? The Apostasy Diaries is fantastic. If you haven't seen it or read it, holy crap!
Okay, so
that is
this guy. Let me bring up this page. This guy's doing it. This guy he's bringing it, and it makes me very excited when I see creators come out like this, swinging hard. Oh, we got another waifu in the background. Nope, never mind. Ran away. Let's see here. I want to share a screen. We're gonna share. Okay, actually, nope. Before I do that, I'm going to get away from that because I have sensitive information on the browser. So, OPSEC. You can speak it. There we go.
Barely.
There we go. So yeah, no, look. I mean, great opening page right here. Big splash, lots of characters, dynamic designs. I mean, dude, I'm loving this. Like one of the big complaints that we've had about Hollywood is all the, why race swapping? You should make some original characters. Dude, here's a whole page of original characters, and they're cool. Like, I really want to know more about the dude in the skull.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. Probably a bad guy. If he's a bad guy, then... Dude, StreamYards, you are pissing me off. When I share screen, it just gets real glitchy. But, boom, you can go... I gotta click on things multiple times so StreamYards is open. Sharing like this and stuff. Digital comics for $5, right? Some of them cheaper.
K-pop.
He runs...
K-pop said that the dude with the skull is one of the gods.
See, that's so cool. He might have a new follower.
Oh, hey, Tank, check your phone.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Come on. All right, nope. I'm done sharing with StreamYard. I can't do it.
What's the matter?
Oh, it just glitches out. It's glitching out. It causes a whole bunch of stuff to go bad.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it all goes south. I can't click on things. My mouse stops working. They need to fix their damn software. Because I'm just about through with it. Wow. Dude, that is cool. I kind of want to show this one off.
If
Which
you
one?
want. Give me a moment.
I
I got it saved on my computer. Give me a second.
Oh, that's fine. I can do it right now. Because you want to know one of the cool things about me living in the 21st century? My computer is my phone as well.
Imagine that.
I know. I'm going to copy this image. Dude, this is the Corey Barton Neon Revenant. And I want to pimp it. I want to pimp it so hard. It's going to be like, man, why'd you pimp me so hard? All right, let me, all right, here we go. Bam! Look at that beautiful bean footage right there.
You know what the only problem I have with that is? Is the clothes are so freaking tight on her that you'd have to use one of those spam keys to peel her out of it.
Challenge accepted.
You know what I'm saying? And I see more and more with a lot of the new stuff now is we're putting clothes on people, but you're making it as skin tight as the spandex.
Well, yeah, that's the classic like '90s flair, you know.
Mhm.
Was
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, I mean, I'm talking. I mean,
Indeed.
dude, that's like Kenny Breeze type clothing.
It's great.
I love Corey's stuff. It's just I like going. Ugh.
I love it, and with the spam key, challenge accepted. I'll go get me a can of spam. I'm gonna toss out the can and keep the key, and I'm gonna go hunt her down.
Man, I got my P38.
That's right. I got a P38. For all of you who don't know, that's the little tiny can opener that goes on your dog tags.
Oh God.
Haldir says, "Oh, sorry." Metal says, "Lois, I thought she was one of those Twitch body painters." Yeah, buddy. Yeah, here we go. Magnus, Jakuta, and Vive, a cosmic supernatural duo.
All right, I'll be right back.
I'll tell you,
All
a
right.
good one is the John Wayne cookie.
John Wayne cookie. Oh yes, the John Wayne cookie. Yeah.
Yeah. Known as the I just broke teeth.
Yeah. It's the filling remover.
It does a lot more than that.
Yeah, no, it's hardtack as a cookie, and that's the thing. It's like I kept trying to. Now they discontinued that while I was in service, and I looked at folks
they had
trying
it
to eat
back
it dry.
then.
Right? I kept looking at folks trying to eat it dry. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know what you're supposed to do with that, right? They're like, what?
So,
And I take my cookie and I dropped it in my coffee, and I said, you give it a minute, and then it's delicious. Right? It's hardtack.
we used to take them out and throw them and skip them, see how many skips we could get on them.
Dude, you could put an eye out with one of those.
Not an eye, but a concussion.
Right? Yeah, no, for real. This is
Oh,
what you use to armor
did
test.
you get the one that had the mystery meat in it?
No, well, depends on what you qualify as mystery meat. I mean, what they called Thai chicken, I called school paste chunked and formed.
Oh, the meatloaf. Oh God.
Now, the meatloaf went through a revamp while I was in, and
remember you
then
went in after I did, so you know.
Yeah, now we're in different classes here on that. But pardon me, jeez, dude, I am just gassy as all heck. I'm just burping in the audience. It's probably the Zorak in me.
The best one ever was I'm in medical school in San Antonio, and they bring in and the can was pink because I remember this can. They're like, this is our new product, and I was like, oh boy, what is this? And they go, this is instant skin, and I'm like,
oh no.
I was like, okay, what does it do? Oh, so you have a deep cut and you don't have anything to stitch it, right? Yeah, spray this on the wound. Okay. Okay. So first off, this stuff is ice cold. That can is like that. I mean, you got to wear like winter gloves just holding that can.
Yep.
So I actually had to use it a couple of times.
Mm.
That is the greatest thing I ever saw in my freaking life. Dude, I'm serious. That stuff, I mean, I had one that I would at least have to have like 15, 16 stitches. I used that thing, man, you talk about sealing the wound and basically, it just shut everything down. I was like, holy shit, where'd this come from?
Yeah, no, dude.
This stuff was great. And I mean, it's used till you get them to the hospital. You know, it's that on the field, get them stabilized so you can move them. But yeah, that instant, oh my God, I love that thing.
Oh yeah, no, and it's evaporating agent is the same reason why the can is cold, is because it uses butane.
Yeah, well, I know what it uses, but damn, dude, it's great. It's a great product.
Oh yeah. The metal says, at a rest stop, I saw some John Wayne toilet paper. It was just a roll of sandpaper, but it was rough, tough, and didn't take shit from anyone.
Yeah.
That's what we called the little sanitary napkins, as they were packaged in the MREs. Called them
You
John
know,
Wayne toilet paper.
as much as we talk about John Wayne, he never served in the army military.
Nope. No, he was a yeah. No, he did not.
But
But
I'll
then
tell you,
again, neither did Sergeant Slaughter. But he's probably the biggest recruiting tool the U.S. military ever had.
yeah. But I'll tell you, the guy that had the biggest balls of them all was James Stewart,
Oh,
Jimmy Stewart.
yeah.
He flew, he dude, he did freaking bombing missions in B-17s over Germany.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So yeah, he was doing the daytime runs.
Yeah, I mean and he was already a famous actor, and they had
Yep.
him and Clark Gable both had bounties on their heads from Hitler.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it
Both,
great?
dude, both those dudes, man, you didn't fuck with those two dudes.
Mm-mm.
You
No.
know, it's like me in professional wrestling. Yeah, he portrays a badass in the ring, but you get him in a bar fight, you better be on his side because he'll take your head off.
Right.
Dude, I've heard some stories about him and the Barbarian, man. You know, they're good. They're basically like blood brothers, almost cousins and stuff. Them two boys, man, don't ever fucking fight with me.
Yo, J-Pot, what's up, dude? He says Dems fighting words. uh, yeah. Pardon me. I hear Dadland in the background.
Uh-oh.
I'm not happy about it. Yeah, they're supposed to be on a schedule. So I might have to step away from the screen for a little bit.
Put them to bed.
Yeah, to do an executive override. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And get them because they're supposed to be on schedule. Now, granted, they've got 18 minutes. 18 minutes to get squared away. But they better get it done. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm just drawing some pictures. Drawing all the pictures. What's up, J-Pots? So good to see you, man. Always good to see you, J-Pots. J-Pots doesn't have a wrench. See, J-Pots, Pots, here you go. All right. With great wrench comes great sponsortrillatros. I think Dark Gift is streaming right now, too. He keeps saying, oh, I'm going to have to bring you up on the show. He never does. Never sends me an invite. I see how it is, Anthony. See how it is. That's it. That's our new flame war. I mean, that's how you get somewhere, right? You got to, like, hate on something and then pick a fight on the internet. How you do this. Okay. That's whatever. Goodness. I'm sorry for coughing in your ear, audience. I apologize for that. That was unwarranted. You guys ever watch Ballistic High Speed?
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
I love that channel. I absolutely do. Watching things in slow motion. As an artist, I find that the high speed footage to be an absolute great reference for all sorts of things. All right, that's not the eraser I wanted. That's the eraser I wanted. I need it to be bigger. That should be big enough. I'm doing some pencils. There we go. I don't want party rate stuff. I just want. Do. Pardon me. Oh my goodness, man. I changed up my diet a little bit today. So
you went from canola oil to olive oil?
No. I mean, we're already like that anyways. Huge. That is a huge burden. On the oil budget. We don't use the seed oils. I actually care about my kids. Seed oils are so bad, and the more information that comes out, and then the big companies go, no, they're not so bad. They're not so bad. And it's like, yeah, sure. And a mouse will dissolve in a can of Sprite in just 3 days. It's some bullshit, is what I'm getting at. Them some bullshit ass mofos. They are. They're total baloney. They're total baloney. So, yeah, no, J-Pot's showing up. Reminds me about, and that's a link that I don't have in my description. And I'm a dookie, stinky butt face for not having that. Because Drawn and Quartered Ultimate Edition. I know what they call it, the Fan Edition. It's the Ultimate Edition. Because I don't like the other show. I don't like the other show. Nope, because Drawn and Quartered Ultimate Edition is the one where they draw, much like with the studio, and for, gosh, but that show's been going on for 7 years now. Coming on 7 years, the Drawn and Quartered Ultimate Edition. They do indie creators and stuff. Get over there. Get booked. Get booked for a Thursday evening. And it's a 2-hour drawing competition. It's brutal. It's nice. Chester is based. He knows no mercy.
Oh, God. Did you see what Shane posted?
No.
Oh, my God.
No, I actually... Here's the fun thing about me and Twitter. I don't usually scroll Twitter. If I don't have my notifications turned on for a person, I'm probably not seeing what they're posting.
Oh, dude, okay, so he did a drawing. It's so funny. Oh, my God.
But she's an amazing artist.
Shane Davis?
Yeah.
He.
Yeah, I said he.
I looked at the she. I was like, wait a minute.
No, well, you know what? Now I said she.
He's got a picture up saying
the whole thing we were just talking about, like you got to pick fights to make it big on the internet. That's it.
Yeah,
so
no, he's got a picture up saying the Shane Davis Apology Tour 2025.
Oh no!
And it says, "Have you been emotionally distressed by Shane Manga Davis?"
Mange.
Yeah, Mange. I'm
Mange.
sorry. Were you wronged by his worry sense of humor? You may be entitled to an apology. From the craft fairs of Tampa, Florida, to the darkest sex dungeons, butt ball jokes, sound effects from 2 years ago, nothing is off limits. Maybe you have an apology of your own to offer. Shane Davis is here to hear you.
Yeah. See, and that's the reason why I don't. Because that's just all the... And that's all hyperbole bullshit, in my opinion. Humble opinion, hyperbole bullshit. It's like, dude, look, I get being critical, right? And I'm critical of indie stuff because I want to see it grow. I've always got a solution, right? But this is not looking for a solution. This is just... When I see this stuff, I hear a bunch of hens clucking. It's like the scene from the old Looney Tunes cartoons where and they're all knitting and they're doing that, and it's like, look, I get it. Internet warfare is a lot of fun for some people. For me, it just reminds me of just, I'm not into it. totally not in.
Oh, hey, did you see my post for the rival space company to Elon Musk?
No.
Okay, so here is the picture.
Hold
I'm
on a
gonna
second. Let me come take a look.
hold on just a second. I'm gonna share it in just a second.
It's like I was saying, I love I love Ethan's artwork. I love Comics Gate Kings, but can't stand Trash Cat. But you know what? I'm not going to shame somebody for enjoying it because that's stupid. I think shaming people for being a fan of something is just. I think that's just.
I haven't watched it in a long time, so I don't know. I have not.
I mean, well, Trash Cat. I mean, this is the thing. One of the things that I can appreciate about Ethan is that he labels his streams. He labels his streams so you know what you're getting into, right? So Trash Cast, it's all just hyperbole, internet, chicken bok. But and with Comics Gate Kings, it's going to be like, okay, they're going to go into a little bit of pop culture. They're going to see, what's funny around the internet. They're going to talk about comics. They're going to talk about campaigns.
Okay, so here's the new ad for the new space company.
Oh no. Dude, now they're finally doing. I heard rumors.
They're releasing. Yes, they're releasing.
Dude,
Coyote versus Acme. Yes, it's being released. Yes.
Yeah. No, dude. That one.
Because
I want to see it.
Because the day the Earth blew up actually started picking up traction and people started going to seeing it. It's just.
See, I didn't even hear about it. There was no marketing on any of that stuff.
It's the same thing that happened with Wonka. When Wonka first came out, it flopped. And then after like 3 weeks, it came back.
Yeah.
Which
and I was like, holy crap.
Red.
But I'm saying, same thing with, dude, and I mean, there are so many classic gags in that movie. With Bugs and Daffy, and they drew them, and they look like the classic from the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
The way they drew them, and I'm just sitting there going, "Oh my God, this is so good!" And yeah, they're going to do. They are going to release Coyote versus Acme, and I posted this. I said, "You all wanted it, you all demanded it. It's coming. You better get out there and support it."
Well, yeah, no, I would love to see it, but unfortunately.
No, I'm just saying. But I'm talking about everybody that was online complaining about the movie not being put out. I'm like,
yeah,
you've been asking for this for so long. Now you're going to get it. You need to get out there and support it.
No, they do. They do. I mean, not like I believe that Hollywood would actually listen, because the reports that are coming out with Fantastic Four is modern sensibilities, modern audience. And it's yep, cool. So I'm skipping it. But just like all the others.
And the thing about it is, I'm hearing more and more positive about James Gunn's Superman.
Yeah, dude, I don't care. It looks so bad.
I'm like I said, I'll go check it out and let you know how it is. But the thing that I'm trying to push to Warner Brothers is, one, quit spending $200 to $300 million on movies.
Yeah, no, I mean, when the best performing, best reviewed movies these days are like less than 50.
Well, hey, Godzilla -1 was actually $12,550,000. It wasn't even $15 million for the whole movie. And look how good that movie turned out. What I was proposing, I'll tell you what I proposed. On mine, I said, first thing I would do is go over to Hasbro and get Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. Yeah.
I would make a deal with them for all the rights for TV and movies, because they're hurting so bad for money. You can probably get it pennies on the dollar.
Probably. I mean, well, Hasbro is. It's like, this is the thing, man. these companies need to die, and the IPs need to find new homes. They need homes where people are actually going to care. But it's not going to happen because the banks are bankrolling all of this stuff.
So here's what's going on. Here's what I said. I said we have House of the Dragon. Okay, House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones. Whether you like it or not, it's a mega hit.
Yeah, no, House of the Dragon. Actually, honestly, I have found it to be more entertaining than Game of Thrones.
Well, they know what they're doing now. You know, when you start out something and when you actually know what you're doing, it makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, so, that and
what I suggested was we have the cartoons coming up on its 40th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for Dungeons and Dragons. It was never finished. So what I said was we would do a special box set release of the animation. And because we have Warner Brothers Animation, we would do a 24-episode new series of the same characters, try to get the same voice actors, and finish the story. You know what I'm saying? And be truthful to the story, but finish the story. While that's being done, if you look at the price tag of House of the Dragon, each episode's around $10 million.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I said, why not take $30 million?
I'll be right back. I got to go do Deadland stuff real quick.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right. We'll wait till you get back.
Yep. I don't know about you. But
no. Keep talking. Go on. The audience is listening.
I want to see Primitive War.
So what I was saying is we can make 3 Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if you guys went over to Amazon and saw their. They had a thing called Solo Play, where they did different games, role play games and stuff. They did a Warhammer episode. They did a D&D episode.
Secret Levels.
Yeah, Secret Levels. Did you see the D&D one?
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially the way they did Tiamat. I was like, dude, live action on screen, that's money. That's lots of money. That's a whole lot of money. And with the technology they use for like House of the Dragon stuff, you could do a really good dark D&D movie for $30 million.
Yep.
And you could put Tiamat, the biggest, the baddest, the oldest dragon in history, on screen. And really let it go. That would be a fantastic thing to do. You know what I'm saying? You'd have 3 movies for 3.
And don't hire Zendaya.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, yeah, we don't need that. Yeah. I know where you're going. So yeah, I'm talking about keep it in house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not because if you didn't know, Hasbro canned 90% of D&D's staff.
Right.
So they're hanging on with a thread right now because their sales are so bad. Ooh, they're bad. So with that being done with those movies, I would look at doing a TV series that hasn't been done in almost 50 years. Well, 46 years. I would look at doing Buck Rogers again. The thing I would do, though, is I would focus on a 24-episode season. Because if I can do a 24-episode season, I can lock people down for a full year.
Mm-hmm.
And they can stay on the streaming service for a full year. While that's on the streaming service, I could turn around and do 3 Flash Gordon movies for $30 million each and completely annihilate Star Wars. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Dune is wrapping up. The 3rd movie, they're going to do Messiah. That's it. They're done. They're not going to go any further. It's what I'm getting told. So, you know, but doing all those projects and stuff, I think would make Warner Brothers a good quality amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you have James Gunn over there playing with superheroes.
Also, on top of that, I mean, Warner Brothers, they own New Line, don't they?
They have, they have New Line. But if you notice, the Lord of the Rings, they did that cartoon that bombed like a rock.
No. Fuck that. Because there's a few things they could dip into.
Well, New Line, yeah, there's quite a few things they could dip into over there. They also have a deal with Legendary too.
Mm-hmm.
Which Legendary right now is focusing mostly on Godzilla.
Right.
And Kong. Which those movies have been successful. They've made us money. That's the whole thing. Everything that we produce needs to be money driven, profit driven, to where we get everybody back in the theaters, we get everybody on the streaming services that want to watch what we're doing.
Right.
That's just like with Looney Tunes, and I'll explain Looney Tunes, because everybody's upset about this. Looney Tunes was taken off Max because of one reason. Nobody was watching it.
Yep.
So what did they do? They did exactly what they did back in the 70s and 80s with CBS. They made a deal with Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can go over and watch it on Tubi. You can also go watch it, I believe, over on, what is it? Kids TV, Kids Tunes, or, what's the other two? The new one. It's on Pluto. But it's going to be over there too. But they're renting it, so they're paying Warner Brothers to have it on their streaming service. So Warner Brothers is making money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like when you look at Twisters. So Twisters was released in the United States by Universal, but globally it was released by Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers made money, and they didn't even put any money into the movie. So that's how all that works. And with everybody leaving Hollywood and moving out of Hollywood, you're going to see a lot more financially motivations to make money instead of being just in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can tell you right now, Paramount's probably going to end up in Spain, and they're going to end up selling all the properties in Hollywood. So all the stuff of Paramount and stuff is going to go bye-bye. Warner Brothers is probably going to be moving to Las Vegas and selling all their stuff in Hollywood as well. So all that studio land, all that studios and everything in Hollywood is going to be boarded up, shut down, and gone, empty. Which personally, I think they should have brought Warner Brothers to Texas, because we've got brand new theaters in Dallas over at Las Colinas. They're talking about building more, not theaters, but studios down in Mansfield. So, everything is starting to leave California because California is too expensive and too high on everything.
Yep.
I mean, you look at Texas,
Go ahead.
I was like, you look at Texas, Georgia, and Vancouver, British Columbia. That's where all the filming's done.
Yep.
There's hardly anything now in California. And then if you want to do Lord of the Rings or a D&D type movie or something like that, you go down to New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the other thing I would do with D&D. I would sit down with Peter Jackson and just say, this is what we need to do with this, because he's got Weta and everything. And just let them run and use the technology from House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Because you could do a lot of stuff with D&D.
Howdy, Cross Comics.
Hello, Cross.
What? Who's that?
Nobody.
What the fuck? I didn't invite you. The fuck you doing here?
Told to be here.
Oh, you're supposed to be here?
I blame Tank.
Tank is off to the land of fatherdom at the moment.
Huh, I see.
No, all right. So what I was saying is that I don't know if New Line still has the rights. I've never heard anything on it, but New Line can dip into some of their older stuff, you know, and then also on top of that, if they still have the rights to it, they could come out with a new Guyver movie, get on the anime hype train.
Guyver would be nice.
Yeah.
I don't know about Guyver. The thing about it is right now, you need to have something that is relevant and that can make money. Because Guyver is such an old IP, and it is. Just face it, it came out in the early 90s.
Mhm.
It's a much older IP. If I was going to do anything, I would try to lock down stuff that's coming out now, like Solar Leveling, the Apostasy Diary, stuff like that. That's what I'd be looking at. Overlord, which we already had an Overlord movie last year. We've got Solar Leveling movie coming out this year. So it's just there's certain things that you have to look at.
Oh, come on. You don't want a live action Yurisuke Doji?
The problem is looking at it as how much it would cost, how much it would actually bring in, and is it good enough to do? That's the whole problem. If I'm gonna do anything that's anime based, it needs to stay as an anime. And let it be an anime movie. And there is anime movies, and it's just like now. I'm gonna bring this up. When they dropped Vampire Hunter D, the original one in theaters, I went and saw it Friday. I walked in the theater. I was like, "Holy crap!" There's 90%. I mean, the theater was almost full to watch it from the 1980s, the original Vampire Hunter D movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That to me, that's a major wake up call. That you had a movie that came out in the '80s that people went and saw instead of watching the new stuff. That was another reason why when Zaslav and them got hold of Warner Brothers, they blew a gasket at CW because they said, "Why am I paying?" And I think it was like $8 million an episode for Batwoman, when reruns of Friends has twice as many people watching.
Yeah.
That's the whole stick with looking at things. What's this going to cost? Is it going to be valuable? Am I going to make money off of it? Which is what needs to be done in Hollywood.
Yeah, no, it's like, dude, it's about the story. Like, people go, oh, it's this and that about why anime and manga are beating the tar out of Western entertainment. It's because, dude, it has a story.
The stories are great. That's the whole point.
Yet there's character development, lots of character growth. That's like growing, because they forgot that kids are growing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And stories that have personal growth, that's something that younger people can relate to.
Yeah. So you were talking about that. If you look, and I'm gonna bring this. I'll throw it out there, but understand. You had Dragon Ball in the '80s.
Yeah.
Right. Then after Dragon Ball, what came after that? Inuyasha. Even what came after that? Bleach, Naruto. Now you have what? Solo Leveling. You have Apostasy Diaries. They have it set where they can run it for so many years and have it where they have a whole generation to follow that manga or that anime.
Right.
And the problem is, here in the States, we don't have that. We don't have that mindset.
Let's see here. Hold on, real quick.
You know, I don't know how they do
Um,
it in Japan, but when you go to Japan and they're doing road work, the barricades they put up are anime characters waving at you, apologizing for them having the lane closed.
Oh, we got Sexy Rick out there in the audience. Tank says Tank is drawing himself. And we've got All Things Serious. What's up, All Things Serious? How you doing? Good to see you.
Boys,
Yeah.
time to get ready for bed.
Yeah, no, I just got back from that. What's up, Tokume? Yeah, no, dude, I just got back from Dadland doing that very thing myself. Of like,
And
yo,
finish eating.
it is brush your teeth and get to bedtime. You guys are running out of time. See, if they get to bed on time, then they can fall asleep to a movie. If they're going a little late, then it's audiobook, which we do audiobooks. Hold on 1 second. I've got Dadland intruding in my background.
All right, so Toku, did you see the cover?
The what?
The cover?
Oh, yes.
Did you see the
Pretty
latest update to it?
No, I have not.
All right, give me one moment. Oh, come on, where'd you disappear to? Every time I go in here, I swear. Yeah, up and disappeared like a fart in the wind.
Best place for it to disappear.
Why did it do that though? All right, give me a moment. Maybe I accidentally saved over it when I was doing something with it. Usually how it goes.
Right.
Okay. Sorry about that.
You're good.
It was a disagreement. See, my son, he's recently gotten into animation, and he wanted to keep animating. And I was like, nope. I was like, no, dude. I even told him, I was like, look, when I'm getting ready for bed, I put away my work, because the whole purpose of the exercise of having a bedtime movie is to just kind of relax your mind. You can go to sleep, get better sleep. It's to disconnect from everything that you had going on during the day and stuff like that.
You have to have a wind down cycle before you pass out.
Yeah, exactly. It leads to more productive sleep.
Because if you push yourself to the point of passing out, then you don't get nearly the most efficient round. Boys.
Hey, Toku.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice. Gorgeous work there.
Yeah. Hold on, you're showing off the thing?
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah, buddy.
Come on.
I know. And James said, looks like you gotta get a spam can key and peel her clothes off of her. I was like, challenge accepted.
Right.
But the funny thing is that her top is literally like the Under Armour style shirts.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be form fitting. But no, I get where James is coming from. It's exaggerated, but hey, that's that whole '90s flair.
Mm-hmm.
You take reality and you dial it up to like 12 or 13. 11's just not enough.
No. There we go.
See, he punk is cool. He smokes cigarettes.
Right.
Hello. See, you take reality and you dial it up to at least 12 or 13.
So does Neon Revenant.
That's right. Dude, everything we do over here does that, man. That's how we roll. That's how we roll.
No, I meant she also smoked cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
I live vicariously through that character.
That's right.
Yeah.
Of course, he's got to have his mirror shades, you know.
Since I cannot smoke, my ultraviolet vigilante will.
There you go. Oh.
I mean, I can. It's just,
You
detrimental.
shouldn't. Yeah, it's bad. Okay. Smoking's bad.
And
You
good
shouldn't
God,
smoke.
I just saw the price of a pack of Marlboros here.
Jeez.
Now, in
Oh,
Texas,
dude.
in the South, cigarettes are supposedly cheap. But here in Texas, a pack of Marlboros is fucking $10 a pack.
Holy moly, dude! Yeah, dude. Here in Illinois, it's outrageous. It's outrageously expensive.
I don't know what it's here.
I make my own smokes, so
Right.
it costs me something like $1.40 a pack, and that's with all the new taxes that they've implemented that've gone into play. So
That doesn't look like it's on.
kind of doodling a little bit tonight. I don't know, man. It's
Oh, I
been
love
a
how,
crazy
Prepping for the
work.
convention.
I love how Colorado just passed a law to where, in order to own a firearm that has a magazine, you have to go through a safety course.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Colorado.
Yep.
Yeah, no, and here's the bad news for Colorado is there's a lot of changes coming, man. They got rid of that scumbag Cash Patel. I really want them to get rid of Pam Thought Crime Bondi. I don't like her. She's a thought crime person, and that's a major red flag.
Yeah, it's yeah. Welcome to Minority Report.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah, just stay out of Colorado.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, honestly, you should stay out of it.
West Coast.
State, but
I mean, did you hear the recent thing with California?
You mean the
Over
new
this whole
tax that
tariff
Lucy wants to do?
No. Apparently, California has requested from international countries to be excluded from their tariffs against the United States.
Yeah, Newsom.
That sounds like
it's not
sedition to
happening.
me.
Well, the minute they did we're going to do a shadow government to hold everybody accountable. That right there, Adam Schiff and them. I was like, yeah, okay, you just lost all
mask
credibility.
came off, dude.
I was like, you just lost
that's
all credibility.
Yeah, no, that's a mask off moment right there. That's what they've been doing.
You are no longer part of the United States government. Goodbye. You have no business here. At that point, if I was Trump or any president, I would be removing them. Sorry, you don't belong in this country. But
yeah, no, it's dude, it's nuts, dude, and it's just it's because look, I think it's going heavy-handed. I think there could have been a little bit more use of some diplomacy, right? Some little more negotiation, but hey, it is what it is. It's happened, so crying about it's not going to do any different. But it absolutely needed to happen because the United States, were getting raked over the coals when it came to unfair trade agreements.
Unfair trade agreements, and then on top of that, we were collapsing financially.
Yeah.
I've been saying for the last 12 years that whoever's going to be in the president needs to understand finances, or this country's fucked.
Yeah,
and people are just like, no, it's about social reform. No, fuck social reform. Your social reform doesn't fucking matter if there's no country.
No, social reform is social engineering talk.
Yep.
Anyways, and those people are like, dude, I when I was a teenager, I I actually had an opportunity to hang out with Freeman Dyson at an upscale gathering, and
Nice.
yeah, no, you want to talk scary? Like he made Freddy Krueger look charming.
Right.
Yeah, no, these social engineer types, they're psychotic, dude. They're sick.
Oh yeah. They're fucking deranged individuals.
Yeah, no, they have a twisted, unscientific worldview, and the difference between them and the Calvinists is that the Calvinists believe in Jehovah.
Right.
Like they're mad.
Redeeming quality.
Yeah, no, they're absolutely they're bonkers, dude. They think that they honestly, like, the guys at the top don't think it, right? They'll
Yeah.
talk about their mask will slip, especially if you pretend like you're groovy, right?
Yeah.
Their mask will slip, and they'll admit, it's about control. It's about manipulating people and whatnot.
Yippers.
And
A small stint in
now
politics, I learned a lot about that bullshit.
Yeah, they're nuts. Yeah, sickos. That goes the whole lot. Yep. Like, yeah, there's no food shortage.
There never was.
We're not even close. Not even close, and we're not even near the point where we have to start using the continental shelf space to start growing nutritious crops. Right?
Yeah.
We're about 50 billion people away from having to do that. But for them, it's all about short-term profit, what they can get in their lifetime, and damn the world after they're dead, because they don't believe that there's no accountability for them. These are the people that need religion in order to have a moral compass. They're the sickos.
And it's more if they need you to have religion.
Yeah.
The religion doesn't apply to them if they're in control. It applies to you so that you're governed by their rules.
Yeah, and that's the only reason why they even abide by any religious tolerance, is because they use it as a... No, dude. Your connection to the Almighty is sacred, bud. That's
Right.
between you and the Almighty, man. As far as I'm concerned. Now that's my philosophy. It is.
Like I teach my congregation, there are 7 layers of faith. The first layer starts in the soul. Second layer is your heart. Third layer is your mind. Fourth layer is your body. Fifth layer is your family. Sixth layer is your congregation. Seventh layer is your community. But if your community fails you, you fall back to your congregation. If your congregation fails you, you fall back to your family. If your family fails you, you fall back to your body. If your body fails you, you fall back to your mind. If your mind fails you, you fall back to your heart. And if your heart fails you, you fall back to your soul. And if your soul fails you, you're fucked.
Yeah. If you've lost yourself.
Yep.
It is, and everybody's got their own, perception.
Yeah.
And I tend to agree with the good place. Everybody's about 5% right.
Right. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. No one's right.
And
nobody's right.
That's why, I'm like, dude, I'm my own brand of crazy. But I was raised to be tolerant and accepting.
That's all that matters.
I'm doing a little bit of he-punk action over here. I really want this book. I really, really need to pull in a commission so I can buy this book. So if you're out there in TV land and you want to get some artwork, hit me up. I can work with you to get you something dope sauce. I can help grow your campaign. Sketch card, not sketch cards, sorry, trading cards, like with full-on finished artwork. Super cheap.
That's the dog.
Super duper cheap. I'll make it nice and big.
Now, as soon as Luke gives me character sketches for latex, I'm gonna look at hiring you.
Dude, I'm available for promotional and extraneous art. I am booked on sequentials for the foreseeable future.
I'm looking for cover work.
Yeah, no, dude, hit me up. I will work with you to have a cover that will be your first layer of advertising right there.
Yep.
People will walk by, they'll see it on the shelf, and they'll be like, dude, what is that? I got to see what's going on with it. Hold on, let me bring up a cover I did recently. I just recently did a cover, which is absolutely fantastic. Let me go to my Tail End Studio folder, go to Cobalt, and we got Cobalt versus Deathstalker here. Let's see here. No, it reminds me of old school, like underground comics from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Things
It's
like
very
Current
Tim
Corpse.
Vigil.
Yeah,
It's very
so
Tim Vigil.
I've never read the DC Spawn crossover because by the time that came out, I had already walked away from mainstream. I didn't give a shit. I didn't care who was crossing over with it.
Batman Spawn?
Yeah, Batman Spawn. I didn't care. And I still don't. But yeah, no, this is the cover that I did for Tail End Studio.
Yeah.
And it tells a story. And it's got room for the blurb, right? There's going to be an action blurb on there. Can Cobalt survive the Deathstalker or something like that, right? And it's got room up top for the title and the dressing. It's a cover. It's not a movie poster. It's not a pinup. Right? So
it's pretty sweet.
And it's got some subtle storytelling in it that once you finish reading the book, you're going to close the book and look at the cover and you're going to go, man, it was there the whole time, wasn't it? Right? And that's just good entertainment. And that's what I try to do, man. I always put my best foot forward. I still count myself as, in the category of I'm not ready for prime time. But damned if I'm not pushing myself to get there.
That's the goal.
Right? And no, I absolutely love the He-Punk. I'm way into like old school underground comics. It's one of the reasons why I love all the guys that aren't ready for prime time yet.
What grab anything off my bookshelf? Not even cool.
Yeah, no, it's one of the reasons why I think I'm really into like all the folks that aren't ready for prime time is I see that same heart, that drive to tell a story. And I'll tell you right now, like Woodrow he was a little harsh, but he wasn't wrong when he was like, yeah, no, about 50% of the indie books that I bought from crowdfunding were just absolutely terrible. And he showed this quick flip of guys like gagging, right? And I was like, you're not wrong, but at the same time, 100% of the mainstream books were just
not much better.
No, they were god awful. I mean, the artwork is well rendered, and they've got professional level this and professional level that, right?
Some of it's like, not even well rendered anymore.
No, it's true. I was trying to be nice, but right. But it's like, it's often even the well rendered stuff. I look at it, I'm like, look, it's overcolored for the quality of line art, or it's undercolored for the quality of line art. I'm like, look, this is one of the things. I'm looking at this Steins, right? Because I'm putting that together. I'm formatting that for James here, right, for publication, and that is beautiful because the illustration's a total sum game, right? There are black and white comics that are just absolutely perfect, You know, and
Yeah.
there are color cut, and it's like, dude, I'm like, raw, dude, like, y'all really, really want to get in on this because, like, for real, like, it's there. Don knocks it out. Dave's his pencils, his layouts are nice. Like, I don't need to. You know, I don't need to read the words to enjoy the story,
Yeah.
right? But the words really, really, you know, because while we were here, I did read a little bit. I'm a very fast reader. But I was like, dude, yes, it all fits. It meshes really well. James is a great writer and illustrator. Don kills it with the colors. The sequential layouts are really very nicely done. It's good. It's good visual storytelling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's important. I've been seeing the debate come up again about the Marvel method, and I'm not opposed to the Marvel method at all. I often use it myself. In fact, more often than not, I use it myself.
I will be truthful about the Marvel method, and this is me. I kind of use a hybrid version of that. And what I mean by that is, what I'll do is I'll take just regular sheets of paper, and I'll go, okay, I have this many pages I gotta figure out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll say, this is how I'm going to start it. This is how I'm going to end it. Now I got to fill in the middle. And as I go through, I will draw out the pages how I want it to flow.
Right.
But as I do, I'm talking to myself saying, what are they doing? What are they saying? What's going on here? As I keep going through it. So that way I have a track record of what I'm doing while I'm plotting the pages out.
Right.
So that way I know, because you can see how it flows from when he's getting up to figuring out what's happened to I got to hurry up and get to the city before everybody gets wiped out, the whole thing. And you can see how it just flows right through that. It's a straight through flow. And that's what I try to do. And I want to put the impact of how bad it's going and everything and how dire the situation is. And
Yeah.
I think I did it pretty well.
No, I do, and I'll, you know, of course, I'll have seen it every page because I'll be formatting it page by page to make sure it's absolutely perfect. The requirements of your printer, and like, dude, I'm already like so dope.
There were so many
This is
people
so
that
dope.
slept on this book that when it gets out, I'm gonna get hit. I can tell you right now, I'm gonna get hit with. Do you have any copies left? You know.
Yeah. Do you have digital?
Yeah, I have a digital tier.
That's a hot button these days, especially with the tariff wars going
Yeah,
on.
but see, I'm
right
getting
now.
mine printed in the United States, so I don't have to worry about tariffs.
Yeah, no, but it's not. Here's the problem with the tariff wars. So many people think it's just the United States, and it's not. It's all these other countries getting pissy with each other, and it's largely just a proxy war between the United States and China right now for global
Well, the thing about it
dominance.
is, and let's be honest, since World War II, this has needed to be done.
Yep.
Okay, you can go back and look back in, like, what was it, 2008? Bernie Sanders was saying this needed to be done. All of a sudden,
Mhm.
Trump's actually doing it. Now he's pissed.
Now
Yeah.
everyone's pissed off at him for doing it.
Yeah, that's what it is. And the
Well, I
thing
mean-
I love that one word he uses, oligarchy. I'm like, he's been using that for 20 freaking years, because every time that his party loses, we
Yeah.
fall into an oligarchy.
Well, and here's the thing about Bernie Sanders is he sold out his constituents for $26 million.
Well, see, that's the whole point. And the other thing is, he's a straight up communist socialist.
Yeah, no, he is. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he really is. It's just like they're calling out saying, "Oh, we need to do an investigation into our trading." Hey, I got a great idea. How about while you're in office, you can't buy, you can't sell, and you can't trade stock?
Mm-hmm.
Across the board, everybody. Not only that, but what's the black girl that's from Texas name that's been screaming and yelling all this much?
Oh, dude.
No. She should have to pay back the $408,000 that she and her family basically cashed checks after her grandmother died for 12 years.
Yeah.
And of course, she says she's an attorney. Well, her attorney law firm only made $68,000 last year. So that tells me your law firm ain't that popular and ain't that going that well. Because what do you have? One client?
Yeah. Yep. Do. Who's munching?
I'm eating M&Ms.
Oh, okay.
Motherfucker.
Not recently, but if you insist.
Peanut kind.
Smoking
If you're going to eat candy, get something that has some kind of nutrition with it.
There we go.
Case in point, M&M's peanuts. Right? It's got peanuts.
That's right.
I'll have to remember that next time I eat candy. I'm sure she'll enjoy having nutrition while I eat her.
Da.
Bing!
Jesus Christ, my magnets got a little bit messy.
All right, cool. I'm gonna delete that. There we go. And then you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have a little bit of fun here. This we're gonna go and boop like that. Then I'm gonna grab my tool in front of everybody, live on television. Let's see here. Hold on. The chat has been being ignored. Nobody's been paying attention. Let's see here. Tim also says there were two versions: the Image version and the DC version. Like the Ramones' first album, there's beauty in the imperfection. Yeah, absolutely. No, I love the raw spirit. I really do. I really get into like the raw spirit of things.
But
You know,
as Tim was talking about the Spawn Batman stuff, I actually have both versions signed,
Oh, that's cool.
and they are totally different books because, of course, you have the Todd Frank Miller one, and then you have the DC one.
Right.
Isn't the? I think someone pointed out how the Frank Miller one. You can tell that Frank Miller has a hard-on for Batman because never explicitly shows the scenes where Batman is getting his ass kicked, but always happy to show the scenes where Spawn is getting his ass kicked.
Well, I think that's the second one. And the second one, oh boy. I mean,
That's never a good sign.
I was so disappointed in the second one. Not the DC one. I'm talking about the newest one, the new one, the newest one,
Hmm.
because that book was so rushed. I was like, dude, come on! And it came out while Mark Silvestri was dropping his opus of immaculate artwork, Batman. The Deadly Duo. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's got to be one of the greatest Batmans ever drawn. Mark Silvestri just, oh my God, that whole.
I love Mark's artwork.
No, I'm talking about. Did you read his Batman?
No,
Oh my God,
no.
dude, that's like one
He
of the.
lost me at Batman.
That must have been. I kid you not. That had to be one of the greatest Batmans that's ever been written in the last 20 years. It is
Nah.
so damn good, and his artwork. Holy crap! I mean, just to look at his black and white artwork, and I actually have.
Hold on, you're away from the mic. Nobody can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I actually have the hardback edition of the book, and I actually bought the comic books. Of course, you know me; I get everything signed. But
Right.
in the hardback, you can actually see the black and white pencils, and my jaw is on the ground looking at these pencils of Batman. They're just. I'm talking as much as I love Jim Lee's artwork of Batman. Mark came in and just said, "Here, hold my beer," and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I like
Yeah,
Jim Lee to a point. I don't
No,
like how
I'm not.
all of his
Sorry, go
male
ahead.
characters have that fucking arch in their eyebrows.
Who, Mark
No, Jim Lee.
or
He's talking
Jim
about.
King, Mark or Jim?
Jim
He's
Lee.
talking about Jim.
Yeah, I was talking about how what Mark did. I'm just like, my jaw's on the ground about Mark. I was just like, holy crap! This whole thing he put together was phenomenal. And that when I saw that, I actually proposed this also. I said DC needs to do a section called the Black Editions and open it up to indie creators. And what I said was, there's a lot of indie artists that are really good. There's a lot of indie writers that are really good. Put it where they can come in and say, okay, I want to do a Batman story. Okay, I got to pay $1,000 to get a hold of Batman for 3 issues. I want Catwoman. That's $500. That's $500, and so on. Paid up
Right there
front.
with you.
So that's paid
Yeah,
up front. Hold
it
on.
would be nice if they would make their licensing fees something affordable, but they won't.
Well, no, but I'm doing this as a way to make profit for DC Comics.
Right?
So,
But they won't.
Hold on. So as this money's paid in, say Tank, you're going to do it. Okay, you got Batman, you got Gordon, you got Flibbity Gibbets as the villain, you got all this stuff. You're out $15,000. Okay,
Right.
so at this point you have to decide you're going to do 3 issues or 6 issues. Once you sign the paperwork, you got a year to have your stuff done. So they give you a year. That means you got to put your team together, write story, do all the artwork, get everything set, send it into DC Comics till I have them look it over. There's going to be some rules on, like, you can't kill Batman. You can't, there's going to be some rules, control. Not much, but just a
Right.
little. DC would then promote your book and ship it, really promote it, ship it out, the whole thing. And what would be the incentive is this: you, as the creators and stuff, up until you reach 75,000 copies sold, would get 65% royalty. DC Comics would get 35% royalty.
Okay.
Once you hit that 75,000 mark, it would go to 85% royalty for you and 15% royalty. As you went
Okay.
up higher and higher, the more you get.
Right.
Which would be, all this done is nothing but bank for DC Comics. They're not out anything.
Right. No, it makes sense.
Not only that, but it gives DC Comics a good look at maybe possibly a team coming in to replace the team they've got, which would make it even more important for the main people to up their game and make better stuff and make better stories.
Right.
You see what I'm
No, I
saying?
see where you're coming from.
That would be a win-win for DC right there. And
That would be sane.
yeah, so yeah, I did, and I put that in my letter too, in my video. So yes. See, I'm not evil. I'm very good at business management, and I'm very good at making money.
Right. No, I like money, as the phrase
you.
goes.
I like money.
I like money.
And I do it legally. I don't do it illegally.
Yeah, I like legal funds. They're nice.
Yes. Oh yeah, legal funds are great.
Here we go. I'll just do a little halftone, just kind of having a little bit of fun. Almost some halftone here. I do love, and I was like, dang, like the other day I was driving, I was going nuts. I couldn't figure out like how to do the halftone settings on Clip Studio. I was like, it was driving me crazy because I knew it was something stupid easy. Right? Because Clip Studio is primarily designed to produce manga. right? And halftone is a big part of manga. It really is. It really is. It's part of manga. And of course, halftone. I love working with halftone, like analog art style. Really do. A little bit of a pain in the butt, but it's fun. But man, if it doesn't just come out great. There we go. There we go, kids. Smoking makes you look cool. I'm gonna save this and go post this to the net.
Now, James,
Yes.
this is where I must ask the question to juxtapose what you would propose. What is to stop, say, certain actors within DC Comics to sabotage what you are doing?
Well, first off, I wouldn't be doing so. My proposals and stuff do not go to actors. My proposals go to the board.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is the board that sits over DC Comics and sits over the movies. This is David Zaslav and his board. This is where we meet once a year, which is in June. So I already did my preemptive quote unquote strike. So the main thing I had to stress, and anytime you're proposing anything to the studios, okay, anytime you propose anything to studios, the main issue that you need to stress to get them to listen is profit. If you can push it, saying,
no. I get that part. I'm talking about for, like, say, if as an independent creator, I would do this Black Label or whatever, this independent story.
oh,
What
okay.
would I shouldn't have said you? I said what would keep certain actors within DC Comics from sabotaging what I'm doing?
Okay, so when you send it in, and I'll explain. When you send it in, it goes to a specific editor. Okay, so it wouldn't. So DC Comics works like any other book company and stuff like that. They have specific editors that oversee stuff. So this is theoretically, because I don't know how their editors are set up. Let's say you have DC Comics, you have Wildstorm Productions, and you have Black Labels. You have 3 different editors that oversee those sections.
Mm.
Okay. Above that is the checks and balances, and then above that is, of course, Jim Lee, who is the editor-in-chief CEO. Okay, so if they actually do their jobs, their main job is to make sure the book is good, to make sure that the book will be profitable, and to make sure that it'll sell. That's their main job. And say you send your book in to me, okay? And I'm looking at it, and I have a certain standard of art, standard of story, and stuff like that. And I said, okay, this looks good, but you need to fix this, this, and this. And I send it back to you. Okay? There's going to be a communication between you and this editor. Because anything that needs to be fixed, they're going to get it fixed first before they put it out.
Mm-hmm.
The main goal behind the Black Edition is for DC to make as much money as possible without putting out any money.
Right.
So when you go, so like with me, I would take it. I would love to have it, where I could sit down and talk with Jim Lee straight. But I'd have a better chance with David Zaslav and the board saying this is how we could do it to be more profitable. You know what I'm saying? To say instead of us selling 5,000 books, we could sell 25, 50 to 100,000 copies. Remember, greed motivates more than anything.
It's true.
It's true, but unfortunately, what's going on especially within the big two, is a clash of egos.
Well, right now what's going on is the studios have lost their government funding that was under the table by USAID. Okay, so in other words, the Biden administration, everybody was funneling money under the table for their political, liberalized, nut job stuff. Okay, the DEI, the LGBTQ, and all that stuff. That was being funded under the table. That if you did that, you got free money from the government. That's why they didn't care about numbers, and that's why they were doing really bad shows and everything, because they were guaranteed money from the government. Because it came out in the open and everything, and now it's all gone, it's now we got to make profit on everything. We have to go back to making profit. We have to go back to having people that want to be on our streaming services to watch our product. We have to have people going back to the theaters. We have to make money.
Now, don't get me wrong, I like Jim Lee, but does he have the gumption to be able to fire the people who have been tanking the comics?
Yes, he has total control.
I mean, he has total control, but does he?
No, he
does he have the? Does he have
go in and fire?
the cojones? Does he have the cojones to do it? That's what I'm.
That's a good question. I mean, he should.
It seems to me that he really hasn't said no to anyone within DC.
I will put it to you this way. Well, I can tell you somebody who did say no to. Oh God. What's her name that's over in Valiant that crushed Valiant? Oh my God. Holy crap. That was I've never heard of Jim Lee getting that mad ever. So the Pseudocotic, is that the one that's over at Valiant that ran Valiant?
No, what's her name?
Amber or what? I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Heather Antos.
Heather Antos. Okay, so when Heather Antos got fired from Marvel, she went to DC.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Lee threw her out of the building.
Ooh.
Literally.
Good.
Damn.
Because of what she did. Because you have to understand something. Be careful who you go after, because it could come back and haunt you. And she went after Jay Lee.
Oh shit.
That's right. I remember that.
Jim Lee took it personal.
As well, he should have.
He made it clear, as long as he's at DC, she will never work at DC Comics. I mean, he went ballistic. So he's got that temper that he could. That's the only time I've ever heard of him doing that. But he does have it. He can have a temper. So he can make the decisions. I think now he's probably going to have to make some decisions. He's going to have to do things, because that's what happened with Batman. And so how Hush 2 came about, and I'm going to explain how Hush 2 came about. There was a sales that came in for a month of sales, and Batman had been number one, because that's what DC runs on, is Batman. Batman is the comic books that keep DC's doors open. Okay? Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about it. Not Justice League, not Superman, not Green Lantern, none of that. It's Batman. Batman is the key. Batman is the big boy. That's why DC stands for Detective Comics. If you didn't know, that's what it actually stands for. All the way back to 38, Detective Comics was the company. Mm-hmm. So when it got beat by Transformers, all hell broke loose in the office at DC. And Jim Lee, Scott Lobdell, said, we got to fix this. And that's where you got Hush 2 coming in. That's why Jim Lee came back to Batman. That's why Hush 2 is going right now, is because of the sales. They're now having to pay attention to sales. They're now having to do things. You know, it's just like with Marvel, because there's another thing. If you haven't noticed about Hush 2, a lot of people don't know this, but J. Scott Campbell did a cover for Hush 2 that came out. You know, they're now feeding where we've got to get sales back up. We've got to do things. We've got to get the books running again, because our slush money is gone. So, I think when it gets down to the bottom, I mean, when it gets down to the thing, because I know if they brought me in as a business management expert for DC Comics, I would basically turn everything upside down. I would do like Trump did with everything in the government. I would go in and just take a battering ram and a hatchet and just chop everything up.
Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely what needs to happen with all of that. You know, and people who are bad at public relations, they need to go.
Well, here's the thing that Hollywood needs to understand. Hollywood needs to understand that you have to have somebody who can do customer relations. Okay? Customer relations, especially for Hollywood, comic books, whatever you want to call it, is key because why? You have good customer relations, you make good money.
Yeah.
And the problem is these actors and everything don't see that because they're getting paid and they don't care what anybody says, so they're doing all these.
Oh, they already got their paycheck.
Correct. And back in the days, the theaters could control what they said. They control everything, and they need to start putting that back into contracts because legally, a company can put in your contract that says if you say bad stuff about the company on social media, it makes our products look bad. We lose sales. We can terminate your contract.
Yep.
Not only
And
that,
pull your
sue
movie
them.
from our theaters.
Well, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So all the stuff that Warner Brothers needs to do,
So what's going on with the chat?
you could do it within 6 months. Easy. You know. And in 6 months, I mean, if I go in right now, by December I could turn DC Comics around and make it.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth saving though.
I do. I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it's.
I'm of the mindset of fuck those guys. I'm gonna build my. We'll build our own comics with blackjack and hookers.
I'm not saying. Don't say. I'm not going to say fuck those guys. No. I'm talking about saving the company. I didn't say save their asses. I said save the company. There's a difference.
Yeah, no, and here's one of the things too is like, look, stories have been told, and really the amount of original material coming out it's really low. And you can only tell so many stories involving a character. This is one of the reasons why mangas beat crap out of Western stuff, is because they're like, look, cool, we told the story, it's over. It's over. It's over. You want more? Go read it again. Go watch it again. We're done. I think one of the, it's really suspect that Akira Toriyama, the Dragon Ball guy, like, all of a sudden, like right after he passes away, the Super Saiyan 4 stuff starts coming out, and I'm like,
Well, no, you're talking about the newest anime and stuff. He approved it. He approved it. He knew about it.
I know. Well, that's what they say.
No, he did. Because it was in production. It was in production for a long time before he passed away. And it was actually the series was already on television when he passed away.
Okay. Well, yeah, it seems like a shitty cash grab.
So, and that's
why. And it's like, it was all over with Super. At the end of Super, that was it. That was the end of Dragon Ball. It should have been over.
The thing about it is when they got to that point where the series ended, they said that's it because he had died. They stopped it because he had died. They were supposed to go. They were supposed to go further.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about the newest Dragon Ball.
We're talking about the end of a story. When a story's over, end it. Batman, when his back was broken, nope. Nightwing should have become the new Batman. Batman should have stayed broken. Superman should have stayed dead.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole bunch of things that should have and could have been done. But what's done is done. You have to make sure of what you're doing.
Well, that's why I say just let it die. Just let it die.
That's like when I saw they were doing these absolute things, I was like, the reason they're doing absolute is real simple. They're trying to cut back on how much they have to pay the creators of the families of the old characters because they're bringing out new versions of them.
Oh no, that's just one of the old scummy routines of entertainment. The comic books do that. They'll revamp the characters so they don't have to pay royalties anymore. And that's just That's just evil.
And and everybody's talking about, well, they like with Finger and Batman. So everybody's talking about how shady Bob Kane was with Finger and all this other stuff. And I'm like, you gotta understand something. Finger agreed to everything. And back then, and this is back 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Nobody, even in the 70s and 80s, nobody cared about royalties. They just wanted to draw comic books. Nobody cared about if they got screwed at the time. We were all 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, and nobody knew anything. Nobody knew about copyrights. Nobody knew about lawyers.
Well, it was also the culture of the hyper predatory robber barons, which is.
I'm just saying, it goes both ways.
Yeah,
if I'm running a business, my main goal is to make profit. It's not.
That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when a story is over, it's fucking over. Naruto came to an end. Bleach came to an end. Right? One Piece is designed to be forever episodic. Right? If that one is like Dagwood and Garfield, it is of that same level of episodic, right? But dude, when a story reaches an end, cool, move on.
The way I look at it is, and this goes with Bleach, this goes with Naruto, and others. When you get to the point, like with Bleach can be continued, but you take Ichigo out, and you take all the characters out and let their kids go. Same thing with what they did with Naruto.
Well, yeah, and they did that with Boruto.
Which I gotta tell you, I don't think they should have done it, but hey, they did it.
No, it's a total steaming pile of shit.
Yeah, Boruto is just, I'm like, oh, come on. Now, I will say the one that I thought they did a really good job with is the daughters of Shishomaru and Inuyasha. She did a great job. I have
no idea. I never was into Inuyasha. That was. I always kind of saw that one as being less of for boys and more for girls. I was like, this is a girl.
I've always seen Inuyasha as being
more girls who like Inuyasha than I do boys.
I've always seen Inuyasha as being basically I've always seen Inuyasha as being a redheaded stepchild of Rama One Half.
Kinda.
I mean, it really is.
It's her world. She can do what she wants. But not half off. She's probably one of.
No, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it in that. I was never.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was never into Inuyasha. I found it boring. It's very overplayed, very overdone, very catering to the masses, which, okay, cool, but you can only do it so much before it just becomes redundant.
Like
Meisani Koku, Ranma One Half, Kimagura Orange Road, those all of their time were very key for their pinnacle time frames and were much better storylines, with the exception of 10 seasons later, you're still getting Ranma One Half. But once Inuyasha came
I tuned out of Ranma One way early.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to like season 7, it's kind of clear that the story isn't ending.
My point of that movie was, my point of that whole thing was, why don't you just get them out of high school, get them married, and have it done?
Yeah, and the funnier part is, in the manga, they actually do get married.
Yeah, I know. I've got the manga. That's what I'm saying. I was like, are they going to go that far with the anime?
And they never do. Like, you go 10 years and they finally kiss. It's like,
and
okay.
And then you have, like, with now in hindsight, Inuyasha, they got married. Both Shishomaru got married and Inuyasha got married. Both of them got married. So, and then you get into what's the other one? Oh, Bleach.
Yeah.
So and we actually got the right couples in Bleach.
No, good shipping in Bleach. Good shipping.
Yeah, Bleach.
I'll have to give him that.
Bleach at the end, fantastic. And I'm actually glad they actually did the anime, and they're still doing it, to finish up the manga series.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's like going, "Oh, this new series." I was like, "No, it's the last arc of the manga. They didn't do in the original." So, you know, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the other one I thought they did a really good job with, and they ended it perfectly because it only went like 14 volumes. Was My Jessup Darling? You know, they
Yeah.
ran
I'm
that
not
one.
familiar with that one.
They
Yeah.
ran that one just enough to where they got married, and then they stopped. And that's when he pulled it. And he didn't run it too long. He ran it just about right. You know, it's just like solo leveling. Solo
See, I was
leveling.
more when it came to manga. I was more into like Appleseed and Tank Police and Guyver and Venus Wars, Akira. You know, I was more into like the science
hard
fiction.
sci-fi.
Area 88 is still one of my favorite manga of all
Right.
time.
Did you ever
absolutely.
catch? Did you ever catch GTO? Great
Yeah.
Teacher Onizuka.
Yeah.
Go hunt that down. I think you would enjoy it. It's only about a 2-3 season long series, but it's damn good. It gets into the psychology of being a teacher. You shouldn't be regurgitating the same curriculum from class to class to class, and you shouldn't have preconceived perceptions of what a certain set of students are just because they don't conform or they don't fit the mold. The teacher himself was a biker gang member, and he finally decides one day that he wants to become a teacher, and he wants to do something different than the teachers that pushed him to become a biker gang member. Because they said, "Oh, you're a failure. You're worthless. Get out of here." So he started thinking he was worthless, and became a member of a biker gang, and then started running most of Japan's biker gangs after 4 years. And realized, if I can do that with gang members, how about children?
Right.
And it's damn good because he actually goes through and just starts tearing apart the socio-psychological infrastructure of society, and the reasons why people think the way they do is because they've been conditioned to think that way.
Yeah.
Eden?
Right. I'm going to actually, before I post this, I'm going to go ahead and export a time lapse on this. I'll upload this with the time lapse.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
I need to learn how to
Exporting
do
time
time
lapse. I love doing the time.
I
And
see a
plus
lot of
people
other
enjoy
people
it.
doing it.
Yeah.
It's good.
LinkedIn
I love
feature for
watching
Clip
it.
Studio. Yeah, I
Nice.
love watching, like, Vasilis will upload his workflows and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, not just like where he starts at, he doesn't edit them. And I love it because it's like, cool, I get to see his workflow, his thought process, and see the sketches that didn't make it and all that other fun stuff, you know? And I love it when artists do that.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of artists that do it, and I've tried to figure out how they do it because I would love to do a time lapse for some of my pieces.
There's a couple of ways you can do it. And, like, let's see here, what video I use DaVinci Resolve for my video editing software, but I also use OpenShot because it has better formatting options than DaVinci.
Interesting.
At least the free version of DaVinci, because the full version of DaVinci is like over $200. It's like a $300 program, but totally worth it. It's pro grade. Like, it's the same thing that After Effects and Premiere do, and Final Cut and all that other garbage, right? Same program. But let's see here. Where's that time lapse? Where did I hide that? That's the T. That's the morning sketch. Oh, that's right. I didn't label it as a EDGEPUNK. Well, I just saved the file as smoking.
Right.
There we go. Him just saying smoking makes you look cool. Oh, it's too big. Okay, so I gotta. It's too
That's
big.
what she said.
Oh god, that's what you said.
Yeah. They do that. Oh.
So Tank, there's a picture up. It says,
Yeah.
and I'm quoting this: "It's impossible to hike and be in a bad mood at the same time. It shows a person sitting on a cliff looking out into the woods and like that, and just below it, you have a bunch of infantry in full gear with full packs walking through the woods." And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
It's
I'm not
The
sure
new
how to process that
project.
one.
all these unsaved project stuff. No. Nope, that's right. This is how I do that. It takes me a second to get my brain working. Yeah, I try not to use that thing. Brains are stupid.
Right.
I've seen that. You've seen that episode of Futurama. Brains are stupid.
Yep.
I'm going to leave for no reason.
As long as it's only one raisin.
All right.
Speaking
Go
of
into
leaving,
my media pool. No.
this is where I'm going to have to call it.
All right, it's getting late.
Yep, and I have to press my trousers for work tomorrow and get my lunch ready for work tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I can dig it. I can dig it. All right, well, hey, man, you have yourself a great one.
Yep.
And we'll talk. We got more Neon Revenant, awesome stuff coming up here in the near future as we prototype the art style with Scalpel Zero coming out in the next issue of Punk Magazine.
Alrighty.
All right, I will see you later.
Yep. See
Later,
y'all
man.
later.
Pardon me. Cough, cough. Killing the audience. Killing the audience with my coughs.
Wait, why did James leave?
Oh, I think he thought the show was over, maybe. No, I'm working.
Oh, I should make note.
You might want to message him and be like, "Hey, it's not over, man. Come back. Just leaving."
So Haldir was saying, I want to see an anime adaptation of Eden, an endless world. It's one of my favorite cyberpunk series.
I've never heard of
Hold
that
on
one.
1 second. Yeah, no.
Anywho, I'm out of here. See y'all later.
Is it the one that, like, from 2021? Is that the one they have on Netflix, or is that entirely different?
There it is. That's what I'm looking for.
With the robots and the little kid, little girl, or something. I don't know. I don't know that one. Honestly, I haven't been really paying too much attention. I've spent all my money on crowdfunders, and I'm still waiting for a few. I'll probably never get. But hey, I took the risk. I'd rather take the risk than not. To be honest. Where's that file? I gotta stop hiding stuff from myself for real. One of the reasons why I got the nickname of Ferret, because I would often hide stuff from myself. Really super excited when I find it. It's the right file format that they want. Is okay, so there. Now it's uploaded. Let's see here. Okay, good. I'm gonna post it. Oh, what? No. See, here's the funny thing about the AI. on X is that it is kind of clever in a way of like, nope, we see a certain something or other in your post that we think you should promote because we can tell like this is going to be popular. And it's like, yeah, I'm not doing it though. Ain't enough for advertising. And I do want to upgrade my account to the Premium Plus.
I've got it for one of them. I need to do it for EDGEPUNK. I just keep forgetting. Can I do a shameless plug?
Always, dude. This digital bullpen, man. We make sausage and we sell it.
Right now, people, until tomorrow at 9 p.m., you can get issue number 1 75% off if you purchase issue number 2.
Look at that. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
75% off issue 1. There's an error in the initial printing, so we have to discount them, and it will be the full version. We fixed the error, but because of that, we lost sales, and we didn't realize there was an error until after the shipping company contacted us, or the manufacturing company contacted us, because I'm a dumbass.
So use that code LOWBALL to get 75% off issue 1. That's you can get both the issues, physical copies, for $38.
Yep, physical copies.
Yo, Pixel, what's up, man?
Morning.
How you doing? I'm playing around with some halftone. Just getting funky with the halftone. Let me bring this back up to size. Yeah, I baked the halftone on this. Because, halftone's fun. I'm going to get a little more fun with it. I was going like hard colors here. I was using just like a straight, solid type of deal. And whatnot. I have to go peek in on Dadland. Suspiciously quiet. And that could either be a really good thing or really body thing.
Right.
Hold on 1 second.
No worries. Wait. Now, did he step away?
Okay. Yep. Oh, yeah, no, it's Dawn Draw stuff was needing some help on the internet.
Gotcha.
And Pixel Trader, speak of the devil, force multiplied all over that. Like, got him squared away. Yeah.
Sweet deal.
Finishing up taxes and accepting my zero lube fate. Really? I mean, well, yeah. No, it's so much harder to do taxes when you work for other people. I mean, granted, it's simpler, but it's harder.
Yeah.
That does make sense to people out there in TV land. Where,
I'm not looking forward to my taxes. I will file them.
I got mine done. We get ours done before the end of January. We're done. We're filed. We're done. And like this last year, genuinely so. But
we're.
The plus side is that my income, even though I had money come in, but once everything's accounted for, it was negative, and that pushed, because we filed jointly, that pushed my wife's income down. Plus, we had a whole bunch of tax deductible services. Expenditures. We got like 50 kids. So, it's good.
My CPA does not like me right now. So, I've got a ministry. I've got a nonprofit. I've got my company. I liquidated assets. I purchased assets. I had assets transferred to me. Fuck me.
Not to share. Okay, I will not share. Yeah, no, buck stops here. Actually, in all of the time that since I've gotten into indie comics, I've only accidentally shared something. And that was because it was not made clear to me that I could not share it, that this is top secret. And honestly, I put that on myself. I was like, I should have.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it. I've been there.
Yeah, no, my heat punk is done. I put it up there. And next, I'm going to do something a little fun. I'm going to get a little funky with it. Kind of playing around with a bunch of stuff.
That's the way to do it.
Let's see. Looking for things. This is the digital bullpen. I actually might have to. You know what? I'm gonna go check it on Dadland really quick.
All right.
And then, yeah. See, it updates over here, and it's not updating on my app. So YouTube, get your head out of your ass.
It's YouTube. YouTube has been having issues lately.
Yeah, no, dude. All these guys, Dan. This is what you get when you hire nose rings.
Right.
Have you heard nose ring theory?
Oh, I get the nose ring theory.
Yeah,
I haven't heard it, but the moment you said it, it's pretty much slang of something particular and clicked in my brain almost immediately.
Yeah, no, and it goes well beyond politics.
Yeah.
It actually, nose ring theory has little to nothing to do with politics. Would be a symptom. And that would be like a byproduct, a coincidence. So I'll be right back, folks. I'm going to go ahead and leave you with Takome. Hey, do you want to share and pitch some?
I mean, I can briefly.
Some EDGEPUNK? Yeah, no. Show it off, man. Show it off. This is your audience right here.
It's true. EDGEPUNK issue 2 launched Friday. The physical copies will be here in literally 48 to 72 hours. They're in the process of shipping and finalizing right now as we speak. We will have probably about at least 800 copies on hand at the convention this coming Friday. If you're in the Midwest, come check out HoosierCon at Marriott East in Indianapolis. It is a board game convention. It is $10 per person per day or $25 for the weekend. It is a 24-hour, 3-day-long board gaming event, and EDGEPUNK Magazine will have a booth at the convention, and we will be giving away free swag. I'm trying to figure out where I put the free swag, which I don't have on me. If you are one of the first 900 people to get a ticket for HoosierCon, you will get a special little EDGEPUNK keychain that only exists for that convention and a 2-inch diameter sticker. I do have the sticker on me. Maybe. Yep, there's a sticker. And the sticker looks like... Oh, wait, I do have the keychain. So the keychain is a limited edition keychain that only exists for HoosierCon. And this wonderful little thing slides open, and it becomes a stand for your cell phone. So you can watch videos or whatever you're doing while you're out and about. And then on top of that, you'll get a free sticker, a 2-inch diameter EDGEPUNK triangle. We will have Death Metal Hero at the booth with us. We will have Reverend Aether Czar, who is our metaphysics writer for the magazine. We will have Jaka, who is a short story writer, and we will have Steel Kitty, who is another short story writer. There's more to it, but my brain has forgotten. But yes, come check us out at HoosierCon. It is the 18th, 19th, and 20th of April in Indianapolis at the Eastside Marriott. It is a fantastic gaming convention, and all proceeds go to HoosierGamers.org, which is a Midwestern gaming society that uses gaming for the purposes of education for persons under the age of 16. Oh, also, all persons under the age of 16 are free at HoosierCon, so bring your family. Secondly, Hoosier Come. Secondly, EDGEPUNK Magazine will be coming out. No. Secondly, EDGEPUNK Magazine's second issue just launched Monday. Just launched Friday. Can you tell I'm tired? And is $30 a copy, but it's currently on sale until tomorrow at 9 p.m. If you buy issue 1 and issue 2 as the thing mentioned above, and type in the word lowball at checkout as your special coupon code, you will get 75% off issue 1, meaning that you will be able to purchase issue 1 and issue 2 for $38 plus tax. We also have all kinds of merch. We have all kinds of fun things, and you'll start seeing various members of our community wearing special edition leather coats. Also, if you purchase a lifetime membership that is $500, you get 20 issues of the magazine, individually different issues. So currently we have 2 behind us. We have more coming. And then on top of that, you will get a special leather coat that says Monk, as well as a hoodie that says Monk. The dedicated lifetime subscribers also have the ability to tell our team and talk to our team directly and tell us ideas of what they would like to see in future issues, and we will take that into hard consideration. We also have a 5-year, it's called the 5-year plan, where you can be a 5-year member and you'll get just a special hoodie, a 3-year plan, which you'll get a hat, which is called the Courier, and it has little wings on the side, and the 1-year plan. The 1-year plan is $75. The 3-year plan is $150. The 5-year plan is $250, and the lifetime is $500. Each individual issue is $30 a piece, so it quickly adds up. Trying to remember what else we have. We'll also have mint salad at our booth. That was the other person I was trying to remember. And mint salad and Young Clippa will be at our booth promoting EDGEPUNK Magazine. EDGEPUNK Magazine is an affiliate of IndiePen. IndiePen is a nonprofit organization which sole purpose is to promote independent media, independent comics, independent board games, independent role-playing games, and anything independent that is non-mainstream. So we affiliate with as many cross-collaborations and cross-market promotion groups as we can. Come join us. I think that was my 1-minute elevator speech. And the tank has not returned. What else is there? I forget. Oh, EDGEPUNK Magazine promotes independent media, as I had mentioned, in a scope of a post-apocalyptic sci-fi world called Dystopia. EDGEPUNK Magazine takes place in the city of Rain, which is a cyberpunk-themed Pacific Northwest region where effectively Oregon, Washington, and Langley, British Columbia all merge together as a rain-soaked city that never sees the light of day. In the world of Dystopia, a soon-to-be-released pen and paper RPG, everything in EDGEPUNK will be canon. So all the stories written in EDGEPUNK, all the content written in EDGEPUNK, all the elements of EDGEPUNK is all affiliated to the RPG game. Every writer in EDGEPUNK is a character within the post-apocalyptic society, talking about modern real-world products as though they were the pinnacle of human society and human creativity 200 years ago, showcasing that the products we make right now is better than the bullshit that comes out of the major corporations. This is the world of EDGEPUNK. We don't care what your religion is. We don't care what your politics are. We don't care what your ethics are. What we care about is whether or not you make a good product. So if you want to get away from all the bullshit of the mainstream and you want to get away from the tariff arguments and all the other bullshit, come join EDGEPUNK. And those of you that are curious what EDGEPUNK looks like, you will see it on the shelves like this. We are making arrangements as we speak with comic book stores and game stores to have the magazine placed in it. It will sit in a nice little blister package. You take this blister package, you crack it open. Oops. Take the insert. There's the camera. Take the insert card off. Hang on to it. Throw it away, whatever you want. And that little credit card size card inside, that's your magazine. This will fit in your wallet and has a magic little hidden door. If I can find it, there it is. That pops open, and that little door pops open to reveal a USB chip. You take that USB chip, slot it into the side of your laptop or your desktop computer, and at your fingertips is a 210-page magazine that is fully animated, full video, full audio, fully immersive, that runs on or offline. This right here tricks your computer into thinking that it's an internet computer, and all you have to do is open it up in your browser with the special little HTML file that is right there when you open it up, and it clicks open to your browser, and you can read this magazine wherever you are. Additionally, the physical copy of the magazine has additional files on it, additional music, and extra little key fun things that we give to you that we don't talk about that's on this magazine. And no, we're not talking about viruses or malware, kids. We're talking about extra media, extra content, backstories, character profiles, stuff that you can't get anywhere else without that physical little drive. Additionally, each of our writers are issued 20 copies each, and each of our writers then turn around and add extra stuff to their copies that no one else can get. And you have to get those special edition copies from those writers. Welcome to EDGEPUNK.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you know I'm going to be slamming shit on my copies. I'm going to be slamming some shit on those copies.
Right.
I've got, like, some people behind the scenes have seen just how much Scalpel Zero material I have. I have. So I've been going through and grabbing a lot of the developmental, the concept art, and getting it nice, very nicely organized. So that way it can be something fun for people to take a look at and get a little bit of an extra experience and see behind the scenes a little bit. See that, oh shoot, this isn't just, another cyberpunk story. This is something entirely new that I'm bringing to the genre.
And that's the key. And like I said, I mean, the entire world of EDGEPUNK is set within a sci-fi fantasy dystopia setting. So anything can be added to it and become canon. And that's part of our goal. And then on top of that, the magazine, each issue is ISBN registered. So it's an internationally recognized publication. So if you want to have your content published, you can send it to us. We'll slap it into the next issue, and it becomes legally and federally recognized as being published internationally. So you want to protect your IP, send it to us. All of our writers, they own the rights to their IP. We license from them as a royalty fee, where effectively every writer that works for EDGEPUNK, we pay them to do their articles, and then we pay them a 2% royalty for every sale indefinitely of that issue. So that
I love that.
We're licensing from them for their content. We don't own your content, you own your content.
And it's a non-exclusive license.
Yeah, exactly. It's a per issue license. So in turn, you want to have something that you control, that you don't want anyone else to steal, throw it into a copy of EDGEPUNK. We're not going to care. We'll print it in and we'll throw it in, and now it's exclusively yours. No one else can copy it because it's a published work. And that's key for what we do, especially with IndiePen. IndiePen's goal is not to make money off of you. IndiePen's goal is to help you get your product made.
Right. Profit is a byproduct of quality entertainment delivered.
And IndiePen is made up of a lot of independent creators and writers from the community. Right now, we're talking with quite a few well-known people to become part of our board of directors, because the goal is to establish a new Kickstarter that can't be infiltrated by media corruption or social corruption or the preferential ideology of one particular person. You know, it's all set up to be an established media source to get media out there for creators. We want to see your books. We want to see your creative content published and pushed. And you can take your content, work with us, get it published and pushed through our social media and through our independent crowdfunding platform that we're in the process of developing, and then turn right around and go to Kickstarter and go to IndieGoGo. That's fine. We don't care. The goal for Indie Pen is to see your product made. At the end of the day, we want to see your product made, and we want to see more products made. That's all we care about.
Heck yeah. No, that's
Hey,
what I love. Get all the good stuff out there. Who we got out there? Cyberpunk Mermaid Story. Yeah. Yes.
Congratulations, Calder. I'll be sending you something special as well. And right now, those people that kick into that $38 deal, I'll be sending you special rare merch. You'll just get a random piece of merch because that's what we do.
Haldir is what I classify as a super rich. Frog G
Right.
and Mobigs, you know, like super rich out there, dropping those links, getting the stuff out into people's faces. Absolutely appreciate that. I actually absolutely appreciate them. Like, so immense, for real.
And I'd say if you guys are in the Midwest, come out to HoosierCon. Like, no joke, we have limited edition merch that we're only selling at HoosierCon, like special edition backpacks that will come with 2 issues of the magazine and 3 comic books.
Yeah, dude, that one right there.
Our monks are getting free stuff, and they'll just randomly get free stuff shipped to them. Our subscribers, like, or 1 year, 2 year, 3, or 1 year, 3 year, 5 year lifetime, get free stuff randomly. And that's the goal. The goal is not to make money off the magazine. The goal is to get merch out there to the fan base, to get them interested in new concepts and new products. The goal is to get the word out there for independent creative products. You're more than welcome, Halder.
Dude.
But yeah, EDGEPUNK is intended to be a change to the industry. We want to see a change, and we realized the only way the change was going to happen is if we started making it ourselves. So we've just been pulling people forward and saying, hey, let's create, let's do this, let's get this shit out there.
Mm-hmm. Nope, that's what you got to do. It's, you know, like William Shatner, you know, very outspoken on the net. He loves to troll the young kids.
Right?
He's an absolute, he is a Canadian national treasure and the best Canadian ever invented. Sorry, Ryan.
He lives here in Indiana, so.
Right, and he was saying, you know, why he doesn't understand. He was like, I don't understand why you guys are out here whining about all this stuff on the net. Why don't you just be the change you want? Like, isn't that the way the phrase goes? You know, be the change you want to happen. And and that's what it is. Is get off your ass, stop talking, stop cutting, you know, stop cutting bait, and start fishing.
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
So yeah, speaking of Mermaid, that was on my list of fan art. Was to do some Mermaid, but I'm gonna spice it up a little bit. I'm gonna reach into my my forte, just a touch.
Stop licking my face. Stop licking my face. Can you get down? One. Thank you. My German Shepherd decided she needed to get in my lap.
But that happens.
I don't think the 5-month-old German Shepherd understands she's too big to sit in my lap.
Yeah, no. It's like, dude, you're not puppy sized anymore.
You're not a puppy. Stop that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, yeah. Let's see here. Have a little bit of fun with it. And that's what I like to do. Vasilis loves the he-punk picture. That makes me happy. I hope he gets a few more eyes from my audience to over to his, sell a few more books. Because I really like, I've been seeing what that guy's been throwing down. He's got so much stuff.
Right.
Because he comes from a different world, right? In the world of commercial art. He comes from the studio production, concept design. He worked legitimate commercial art job, right? Not comic.
Really?
Yeah. Like he's been done wrong by so many folks. There's a reason why he parodies My Chemical Romance so hard in the he punk, because they screwed him over for millions of dollars.
Yeah.
They screwed him over for millions of dollars. They made millions of dollars off of this stuff that he designed, and they basically, what they did was they had another artist come in and redraw the exact same stuff. It's not like it was like, production line, it was changed like dramatically. No. The exact same stuff. And then have that other artist sign their name to it and just completely screwed him out of the deal, out of the contract.
Jesus.
Yep. And people like, oh, he's bitter. I'm like, dude, you would be too, man. You'd be bitter and jaded. And he's not. He's a punk. He's got a giant middle finger for the whole world. It's not just for a select group of people.
Yeah. I know that one well.
He's part of a dying breed.
Right.
The true punk, the absolute independent.
The rebellion against the social programs of society.
Yeah, no, and whatnot. So, and he punk's just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, it's a bit pricey. It's $26 American for the digital, but it's like, he just needs enough money to live off of to get the rest of this stuff. He's got over 1,500 pages. No, he has over 10,000 pages of comics because the guy's a machine.
Jeez. Fuck yeah, man.
He is fast. Like, he is fast. He's one of those guys who's got an image in his head, and he's just the paper doesn't even know that what it's in for, right? You know what I mean? The paper doesn't even know the hell that it had wrought by picking a fight with him.
Yeah, no shit. That's fucking crazy.
It's wild. It's absolutely wild. So, I'm really looking forward to it because I'm like, dude, this is the stuff that I like. This is that 2000 AD heavy metal.
Right.
This is my jam, man. This is the stuff that I'm into. I love that
hardball. Yeah, me too.
I love, even though it's not my style to draw, like the heavy stylized type stuff.
Yeah.
It's not that's not my art style, but it's what I enjoy consuming. I'm more of an illustrator. I've always kind of said that I'm not a cartoonist, abstract person. I've always just strived. That's most of what I'm into.
That's key, though.
Yeah, no, you gotta find your thing. Like, and if in a team, I'm a penciler.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm working in a team, I'm a penciler. I've got a decent eye for layout, composition, and form. So that's where my strength lies, which is why I am going to be sending. Check your DMs yet, Tank? Yeah, I did. I did, and I cried. I did. I cried in my pants. It was horrifying. Ah, dude. Yeah, no. Let's see here. I'm retweeting this real quick. Gotta go check. Let's see here. High praise. Yep, we're gonna go with Cage on that one. Okay, all right. You know, I have a lot of admiration for these guys that are just amazing. Like, dude, Dan Fraga, just guys, just amazing.
Dude's been amazing for the 35 years I've known him.
Yeah.
Pulled me out of some bad spots and pushed me towards art, and that's why I'm the artist I am today. It's because of that man.
There was some of that internet kind of like there was an internet bait post, right? And it was had a whole bunch of people that don't get along, and it's like you got to sit with these people on an airplane and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, there was an empty seat between EDS and Fraga, and I was like, dude, that's my seat. You know why? Because when the plane lands, it's going to be out of napkins and complimentary pens.
Yeah, right.
Like, we are just going to sit there, talk shit, and draw the entire way there. And hopefully I could broker a peace deal.
I mean,
because that's my thing, man.
Then,
like,
yes, now it's hard saying, but that's a whole separate topic.
Yeah. No, it's like, yeah, no, dude. No.
I'm trying to remember.
I've worked in commercial art for a while.
Yeah.
And it's brutal. It's brutal,
man. It is. It's very, and I think, very rough.
I think there's just too much of this this idea that everybody is pals and stuff, and I'm not opposed to being pals, right? I love good, solid working relationships. I really do.
Yeah.
But when it goes sour, you gotta just you shut the fuck up and just get your work done.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, back the fuck away, and stop running your mouth. You know, it's like, okay, you and I are not going to get along, so I'm going to go over here and finish my shit. You finish your shit, and let's not attack each other's IP.
Well, you know,
when you start attacking IP, it spirals really fast.
Oh, it does, and it's like, and people think my criticisms of Ripa's got going on are attacking his IP, and I'm like, no, because every time I bring up the problem, I have a solution.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I have a solution. I want him to succeed.
Yeah.
But he's
I don't have much against
it.
Ripa, but I don't like Gothics. I know her personally, and she's not the person people think she is.
I'm not against. I mean, I don't. I could suppose some things she's got kind of like a body language that sends me red flags.
Yeah.
I've known those girls.
Yeah, that's a conversation.
What do they call them nowadays?
But needless to say, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Trap. I can think of a couple things to call them, but hey, details.
Yeah. But yeah. So let's see here. How am I going to do this? Oh, I think I'm going to go like that. Go like that. I'm going to put a little thing right here. I'm kind of noodling in some stuff. I'm going to go. This is the popular one right now. So. Totally
looking good.
And just kind of noodling in some.
Oh, that reminds me. I'll be right back.
All right. Just kind of noodling in a little bit of something or other. I don't know. Do like that. Right. We put another one over here. And we'll go ahead. We're not going to do that. We are going to do grab this shapes, segment a little bit. Go. Kind of boop, 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 boop. Little extra shapes to this because the shapes are fun. I like extra shapes. Yeah. Segmentable. Segmentable. Yep. That's the. Yeah, no, like I was saying earlier, like I'm not it. I don't care. I don't care about their disagreements and stuff like that. Like that's honestly that should have stayed offline in my opinion, but it's not my place. Place to be speaking on it, and if that's something else entirely, like oh you're a fence sitter. No, I'm not fucking involved. What it is, I am of the school of I don't fucking care. Oh, but they're attacking. Oh, and it's like, look, dude, it's you're gonna get involved. You're gonna play stupid games. You're gonna win stupid prizes. For real, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Praise God. What's a character reference? I'm gonna wing it. I'm having a little fun here. I'm just gonna get loosey goosey. There. Oh, so let me highlight this so everybody can see. Over on X. Want some reference? You're gonna wing it. I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna see what comes out of my mind brain because I know the large points. The character. I'm gonna get a little funky cheese with. A little funky with. Get a little bit on with it. Have it come in like that. A lot of this is going to coat up my hair. Fine. Something on there. That. There. Do a little something or other. Dude, EDGEPUNK Magazine is amazing. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward. Now I have my advanced copy of issue number. I'm still reading. It's over 200 pages. Over 200 pages of just amazing content, stories, articles. There's the game stuff. Like the comics, there's music. Like I already found like some new music to listen to. Yeah, I did. I found new music to listen to. I'm always on the hunt for something new. Listen to a lot of music and I get tired of it. So you know what? I'm gonna boop boop boop. Like that. Lump it a little bit. And let's see. I'm gonna go this and go. No. That's what I. That's what I. Cool. Ah, yeah. Oh. Looking at stuff. Looking at stuff. Looking at stuff. Look. Yep, that's what I was looking for. Okay. Ah, damn it. Fuck off. Ah, go ahead. Boo boos. Some boo boos. Some owies. Alright. I'm gonna have a little silly with it. It is getting late. Well, I'm gonna pick things. Whoa! Now that's a big pen. It's a big pen. It needs a big cereal. Honeycomb's big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not small. No, no, no. I'm gonna do like this is one take. Right? Wackadoo hair. He would draw. He would go like that. He would draw outside. Trailing stuff. And then he would go in. Finish it out. So he would go like that, like this, right? Get really wild. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of that. No, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's okay what the undo button is for. In fact, nope. I'm going to get a little funkier with the quiz. I'm gonna get a little funky. Okay. Just kind of real wild. And later with a white. Yep. Gosh, I hit it. You know, I might have hit my limit, folks. I might have hit my limit for the day. I might be cooked. Starting to slow down.
I see how you are.
Yeah, I'm let me add a layer, make this filter layer. Go ahead and darken it. Everybody can see. Ooh,
It's
there we
looking
go.
good.
Tighten that up so it looks a little more fancy. But yeah, got a little bit into it. Yep, no shame in tapping. Yep, and I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to tap out, folks.
No worries, brother.
I have been out but hang around, Kome, for a second. Everybody out there,
I'm not
TV
going
Land, make sure that you smash that thumbs down. You leave a comment telling me what garbage I am. You share this out on social media. Remind people that I am garbage. And hit that bell. Receive all notifications so you never miss an opportunity. Tell me that I am trash.
Welcome to the trash.
Right? That's how you do this, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, dude, thank you to Kome for coming by, showing EDGEPUNK. Of course, we got that in the scroll. We got Haldir dropping that hot link again. Absolutely beautiful. Use the promo code LOWBALL.
Yes, definitely.
For only $38.
I would keep the promo code going, except that I'm going to be heading to a convention come Wednesday, so I can't keep the promo code going during a convention. That would be bad.
Yeah. So when does the promo code expire?
Technically tomorrow night at about 10 p.m. I may keep it open till Tuesday, just to get 11 some preliminary sales. 11 p.m. tomorrow night.
11 p.m. Eastern.
Yep, 11 p.m. Eastern on. Actually, let's make it this way. I'll keep it going till Tuesday at 11 p.m.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Tuesday, 11 p.m. Eastern. Promo code expires. Lowball. Don't forget, folks. Link in the description as well. Go to edgepunk.net. And, that's why I got you in the ticker down here, man.
Yep. I'm actually editing the coupon code right now as we speak.
Yeah, because getting zero into this magazine is part of what's helped make this channel happen. So, no, I'm gonna promote the hell out of it. I want to sell as many copies as I can. I love profit share. I love royalties because then it's like, no, dude. Then I have every incentive to make every last sale I can get my hands on.
And that's exactly it. That's the whole point. Is each magazine you work on, you're making a percentage of that magazine. That's the goal. I love it. I make 5% off of each magazine. That's and my overhead is nominal. I run Linux for everything.
Right.
So
And speaking of sales commissions, I do offer a 10% sales commission on anybody who can get me a commission. So if you get a commission, send them. Let me know. You sent them my way, and I will make sure that you get your sales commission. Although with the way things are financially right now, I'm not getting in big commissions, but I do need a new office chair. I gotta keep the internet on, not the internet because that's already paid for. That I mean, my X Premium, my YouTube Premium. That's what allows me to stream in 1080p. Allows me to stream over on X. And I want to upgrade these services. I want to bring more production value for you guys. And make sure you go over to Stark of Iron. I do believe link in the description below. Go get your membership for that channel. It's $3. Don't give no Loch Ness tree fitting when Tony Stark will do it for 50 cents less. No, honestly, the membership stream twice a month. It's only a couple of hours. But it is nothing but lots. It's good fun.
Just for you, Tank, I set it to an automatic discount that goes till Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Wednesday. So it's automatic. You don't even have to enter the code.
Holy moly. All right. Well, I'm going to be plugging the heck out of that because I will be back here tomorrow. I have work to do live. And, of course, I'll warm up with getting some more work done on a Cyber Mermaid Just for
All you
fun.
gotta do is in the merch area, you just select issue 1, select issue 2, and it'll automatically discount both.
Oh, that's dope. Awesome. Alrighty, everybody. Hey, look at that! Look at that, Haldir with the link. Yeah, go subscribe to Starkfire. Get the $3 membership. Absolutely worth it. I love what he's doing over there. Great show. Great shows all the time. And stay tuned for TAD Talks. Yes, no, you definitely want to stay tuned for TAD Talks because oh, that was the wrong button. That was the wrong button entirely.
It has me, the lone locust of the apocalypse. The mantis with the mostest. Yes. Oh, yes. It also has Space Ghost. I guess, if you like that sort of thing.
Right.
Anyway, I did the wrong button. Yeah, no, I'm the voice of Zorak and Moltar for the new TAD Talks coming up. It is Space Ghost Coast to Coast, interviewing a bunch of indie people. I love it.
That's fucking sick.
It's yeah, dude, and it's fan art. It's beautiful fan art, and I think he's going to be keeping it going until the lawyers get
right until he gets shut down. But
they
that's
shut
the
him
ultimate punk. That's the ultimate punk, is you just do it anyways until you get your ass fucking screamed at.
Yeah, and at that point, it's
system.
like, dude, if we're that good, why don't you just give us a job? All right, folks,
no
it is
shit.
closing on midnight. And remember, everybody out there in TV land, be good, or at least get good at it.